track that you're cautious about going into that you need to really focus for, or is it kind of just all just smooth, consistent flying on this one?
That's a great question. You know, one of the main differences between 7 inches and 5 inches is that you're carrying so much more weight. You know, you're flying basically an 18-wheeler through the air versus like this little nimble sports car. So any element of the track that has U-turns, you know, where, you know, you're gonna lose all that momentum and you have to quickly change, or like, let's say there's a split S, you have to flip over something and then you're fighting gravity.
Sure.
You know, you really have to think about those things differently. So, you know, we've been really practicing on our lines, going through specific sections like that, which are, you know, with 5 inches, you can just use the speed of the drone. But with this, you know, thing that I love about spec racing is you really have to find your line, you have to carry your momentum, and you just got to know the turns.
It's definitely a satisfying feeling when you get in that slot on the heavy rig, and because you can really feel the momentum on, like you said, on a 5-inch.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, it's 0 to 100 right away.
Right away.
With the 7-inch MLDR spec, it takes quite a while to get back up to that top speed. Like you made that great comparison to 18-wheeler, you know, getting on the on-ramp, getting onto the freeway.
Yeah.
It's not going to get up to 65 right away.
But with these 7 inches, you feel them right next to you. You know, if you go around a turn and somebody's above you, you feel yourself getting pushed down.
Definitely.
So it's like one of the great things about this racing too is because it's such a tight pack, you really have to, you know, you have to be patient. You got to pick the point to pass the other person because you don't want to end up getting taken out when you're passing. You know, it's all about getting those points in the end. So you need to make it to the end.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see you guys get out there and race against the Desert Hawks, and hopefully we see some of those passes, and hopefully you end up on top. We're looking forward to watching this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to pass them once, and then there's not going to be any passing after that. We're going to stay ahead.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks much, man.
All right, so we're here with another California Sea Dragons pilot, Claybrain, and this is your first MLDR event.
Yeah, this is my very first MLDR event, although I've heard about it for a while, and I'm very excited.
Okay, so how are the nerves? You guys have had a little practice on the track today. I've been seeing some video issues in the back side of the track. You guys have been flying 6-up, which we're going to be flying tonight in the main event.
Yeah.
So kind of walk me through what's going through your head as you kind of prepare for tonight's big event.
Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling confident going in. I think it's the format and the environment, and just like the slower pace of the drone.
Okay.
It makes for an exciting race, but it gives you a little bit more time to think as well.
That's true.
As opposed to like a much quicker format, you know?
Yeah.
You can get a little stick jiggle.
Sure. And you've recently been grinding on the simulator.
Yeah. That was the last month or so was a good mix of sim practice and real life practice.
Okay, yeah, we talked to your captain Noah, and he was saying you guys have been doing some sim sessions.
Yeah, we had a really good one last week, and that's probably where a lot of the confidence comes from.
I think that's gonna give you guys an edge, you know, flying this track on the sim. I'm not sure what format you guys did. If you guys practiced the format a little bit, the format's kind of unique to MLDR.
Yeah.
You got 10 heats basically, you get as many points as you can, and crashing is very penalizing. So
absolutely, I think you really nailed it. It's the consistency is going to be the key, and that was some strategy that we were actually talking about earlier today.
Are you guys going to kind of hold back just a little bit and make sure you finish you want to get everyone through the finish line for all 10 heats? Or are you going to have one pilot kind of push, another couple pilots be the anchors? What's your strategy?
I think it probably depends on where we line up. You know, you go through the first couple of gates, and if you're ahead, you need to kind of stay on the same pace that you're at.
And
yeah, that's right.
And then from there, you're just going to kind of be strategic and just make sure you finish. You're not going to, if there's a quad, you're telling me if there's a quad 10 feet in front of you, you're not going to push for it?
I'm going to watch the line that they're on, you know?
Okay.
If there's an opening, I'm going to take it.
This is your first main event. Do you have any strategy to kind of fight the nerves? So that first heat, you might not feel it right now, but when that first buzzer goes off, you're going to be shaking a little bit. So do you have any kind of rituals that you do or anything to kind of calm your nerves before the heat starts?
I normally do a couple deep breaths right before it, just kind of breathe in everything, just kind of try to relax the whole body.
Yeah.
Try to relax everything in the mind, block everything out, and then just focus on what's immediately in front of me. I'm so excited. Like this is a great venue for it. I can't wait to see it tomorrow.
We're in the desert though. We're in the Desert Hawks home turf. So
Not a big deal.
not a big deal. Okay.
I'm from the desert myself, so they have no advantage
All
over
right.
me
So the weather is not
whatsoever.
gonna be a factor for you.
No, not a big deal.
All right. So good luck tonight,
Colby, thank you so much.
and we're looking forward to this. It's gonna be intense.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, so welcome, Roca, from the California Sea Dragons. Yeah, how are you feeling? We're excited to have you. You feel good to be here?
Yes, we're super happy to be here, and yeah, the weather is super hot. We have raining time in LA right now, but yeah, super happy, super excited about tomorrow, and ready to race.
Yeah, how do you feel about that hot weather? You guys have been practicing out there all day, learning the track. Do you feel like that's affecting the drones, affecting your flying at all?
Well, a little fatigue for me, I guess. I don't know the other pilots, but yeah, other than that, it's fine. Everything is working good.
Nice. Yeah, and tell me a little bit about how long have you been flying? How did you get into FPV?
Oh, I get those photography drones, and when I get worried about that one, because it's kind of mechanic once you get a little bit better, I was looking what to do with my drone on YouTube, and I see a guy do like full throttle in a FPV drone, and it was like
Oh yeah.
the noise
that
and
feeling.
everything made me get crazy about it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So did you start on spec drones, or were you flying a 5-inch before this?
I start with 5-inch just for sight, of course, in the beginning.
Yeah. So is this your first time racing spec with MLDR or at all?
Racing, yes. This is the first time. I've been practiced with a 7-inch, but racing, yes. It's really the first.
All right, great. Yeah, how do you feel about it? Like, do you have any strategy or plan going in of how you might fly differently for tomorrow?
Versus 5-inch. Well, it's a totally different stuff because it's not about the speed. I mean, of course, the speed is important, but to get the best line and be patient, you don't crash, finish the race, and that's what I have in mind.
Yeah. So do you have a strategy? Like, have you been working with your team, the Sea Dragons, to figure out like a good way to sort of get each other's backs and make sure you're not crashing while you're flying?
Not to be honest. We talk about it. Like you know what? Just keep it simple. Don't go crazy. Don't get like crazy lines and trying to pass everybody. Just keep it simple and finish the races. That's the
All
whole
right.
idea.
Yeah, that sounds great. Is there anything you want to tell the crowd, the audience today, while you're here, before we sign off?
Well, I mean, the reason that I'm here is because I love FPV and racing, of course, and me and my wife, we share the same hobby, and she's going to be racing too. So super happy to share this whole opportunity with my wife.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so great to have a husband and wife team on the Sea Dragons, and only female pilot, I believe, so far in the league. So really excited to see her fly as well. All right, well, yeah, Roca, thank you for coming so much. We're really excited to have you, and we're excited to watch you and your wife flying in this league. And yeah, can't wait to see how you guys do with the Sea Dragons tonight. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we're here with Corbin Smith, aka Scrap Heap for the Arizona Desert Hawks, and looking at your resume, you are one of the most accomplished MLDR pilots with 4 races under your belt.
Yeah, I've done a couple. It really lets you get used to the quads as you fly them more. These fly different than most of the quads we fly daily, so that experience helps.
Yeah, so the last race was the first responder race in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And how did you fare at that event?
That was after a long winter for me. I had just moved to Michigan, and I didn't get to fly as much as I would, so I didn't have as much practice going into that event. So I didn't do as well as I would hope, but I think I came 4th or 5th there out of all 8, so I didn't do too bad.
Yeah, and that was an individual event. This race here that we're having today in Peoria, this is a team event, so you're gonna have a little bit more support from your teammates, and that'll maybe take a little pressure off, or maybe put a little more pressure on. I'm not sure. How do you feel about it?
Definitely a little more pressure trying to keep up with Haven and Wild Type. Those guys are super fast. A lot of our pilots are really experienced. They've been around for a while, and we're all getting a lot faster here. Wild Type, of course, being one of the most accomplished pilots in MLDR. Just try to catch up with him.
For sure, yeah. He's your pace setter.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, coming into this race, you guys have been practicing the track today a little bit earlier today.
Yeah.
And are there any elements of the track that you're focused on that kind of running through your head tonight as you go to get ready for the main event?
Oh, absolutely. It's always with these big, heavy quads that don't change direction fast. It's all about the 180 on the first baseline. If you don't get that set up right, that's where you make up most of your time. The rest of this track is wide open. You won't lose that much time. But that 180, if you don't hit it right, you're going to lose 2, 3, 4 seconds.
Tonight, we're going to have a really clear image with 6 pilots flying on this track, launching at the same time. What line is the best? Because I know you guys are all going to be pinning the throttle pretty much.
The only thing you can do on these quads.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you get out there for your 4th event, and hopefully this one you guys come out on top.
Awesome. I think we will.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Right, so we have here Vanadium with the Arizona Desert Hawks. Really excited to have you here. How are you feeling about the race?
Oh, I feel great. I want a little more sim time, but I know after that I'll be able to lock in and crush it.
Yeah, nice. What sim are you flying to get ready for this?
Velocitron.
Cool. Do you have the actual track built or?
I do not. We just have a kind of like a mock stadium with like our own track on it.
Ooh, so you built out the stadium to get the stadium vibe.
Mhm.
Is there any secrets or technique you have when you're racing in the sim to try to prepare?
I think I just like to focus on my pre-turns. Those are very important, and I also try to get my best time in the sim, but that's not necessarily the same case for IRL flying. When it comes to IRL flying, I just like to stay clean and not push for my best time. I'm just trying to get those points in.
Yeah, we've been hearing that seems like a common theme throughout the night, hearing about people making sure they want to finish their races. It's a pretty harsh format. If you go down 0 points for your team, obviously you want to don't want to let the team down. Are there anything you're thinking about, like any ways that you're trying to make sure you finish all those races?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to make sure I'm lining up all the gates. I'm not going to be pushing 100%, but that sounds bad. But in the long run, those points will come and it'll be worth it.
Yeah, great. And curious just a little bit about so where are you from and how did you get into FPV?
This is my home. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I saw Mr. Steele on YouTube shredding freestyle, and I knew immediately that's what I wanted to do. And then I eventually met a hobby shop out here called Rec Drones, and they were just a very welcoming and supportive and helpful community to grow in and learn about the sport.
Yeah, that's awesome to have that kind of support so you can kind of get on your feet, and there's a lot to learn and figure out. So this is a hometown for you. So how do you feel defending your hometown against the California Sea Dragons? You feel like you guys are in good shape to defeat them?
I do believe so, yeah. Feels good to be home. I've yet to race outside of home, but yeah, I feel cozy. I feel ready.
Cozy, ready. All right. Well, we're excited to have
support.
you, and wishing you the best of luck, you and your team, and we'll keep an eye out on how both teams are doing. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we are here with the Arizona Desert Hawks team captain, wild type Joshua Loxton. And yeah, how you feeling about coming into this event? This is a big one.
Man, I'm stoked. I've been waiting for this all year. Our team's ready. We've been practicing every week. We got a good lineup going into this event, so we feel very confident.
Yeah. I talked to Ocean App earlier, their team captain for the Sea Dragons, and they've been practicing together as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's obviously a huge benefit to be able to be a close-knit team, living in the same area so you can get those practice seats together. Because one thing about spec racing is you're going to have a lot of quads around you when you're flying. It's not like open class racing where you're kind of doing your own little time trial thing. With these 7-inch spec drones, they're a lot slower. The packs seem to get tighter.
Exactly.
So you got to really practice navigating through traffic. That's a key factor, at least in my opinion, of spec racing. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I definitely take a similar approach. Essentially, I learn how a pilot flies and how tight they take it onto an obstacle. And so I learned in lap 1, right? And then lap 2, lap 3, lap 4 is sort of where I identify, oh, okay, I can pass them here.
Interesting. Okay, so you're more of a kind of sit back and let the race develop type strategy versus just pin it from the start and just...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to pin it from
You're
the
gonna pin
start.
it, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get ahead in the spec race. I mean, I feel like if you start on the back foot.
But if you're battling, you're gonna feel them out a little bit.
Yeah, okay, so the crazy thing about the MLDR quads versus any other spec drone is there's no turtle mode, right?
True.
And so if you get even prop damage or you get out of the air, like, you're just done, right? The rules for this race are if you crash, you can't get back up unless you're right side up.
Yeah. So, is this your first MLDR event?
So this is actually my second.
It's your
event.
second, okay.
Yeah, we won the first one.
So that was
we
the
battled
pilot,
against-
kind of the pilot event, the first MLDR event, right?
Correct.
So you've got experience. Your team has experience.
We do.
In this, it was in the stadium.
So the crazy thing, right, is we're rerunning the same stadium, we're rerunning the same track.
Okay.
So we feel really comfortable. We did it
Okay.
once, we can do it again.
Schnapp was pretty confident in their lineup going into this race. He didn't think he was gonna have anyone in front of him this entire event. So
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, he might be a little surprised.
you gonna put some
tomorrow.
red lights in front of him.
I'm gonna put some red lights in front of him.
Alright.
We're gonna take him to Gapplebee's real quick. I'm gonna ask him what he wants to eat.
All right, I like it. Yeah, that's kind of the matchup I'm gonna be watching. Is you two? I think you are the strongest pilots going into this event. So you guys are gonna be the ones kind of stacking points for your team as much as you can. I mean, you yourself are probably the most decorated pilot here. You've been to champs several times. You've been in the top 16.
Yep.
So your resume speaks for itself. So we're excited to watch you fly, and it's gonna be a good event. All right, so we're here with California Sea Dragons team captain Noah O. Schnapp. Schnapp, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing tonight, Colby?
Good. We're getting ready to race, and wanted to get some insight from you and your team as you are the team captain. See how you guys are feeling coming into this event, going up against a pretty stacked Arizona team who has past experience in this exact stadium on this exact track. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I mean, we've been practicing every week so far. I mean, we have the luxury of our entire team lives in the same area. So, I mean, we're out there every week and grinding, whether we're flying on our home turf or out in, the Wayfield, doesn't matter. We're gonna bring our A game.
Are there any parts of the track that you're cautious about going into that you need to really focus for, or is it kind of just all just smooth, consistent flying on this one?
That's a great question. One of the main differences between 7 inches and 5 inches is that you're carrying so much more weight. You're flying basically an 18-wheeler through the air versus like this little nimble sports car. So any element of the track that has U-turns, where you're gonna lose all that momentum and you have to quickly change, or like let's say there's a split S, you have to flip over something and then you're fighting gravity.
Sure.
You really have to think about those things differently. So we've been really practicing on our lines, going through specific sections like that, which are with 5 inches you can just use the speed of the drone, but with this thing that I love about spec racing is you really have to find your line, you have to carry your momentum, and you just got to know the turns.
It's definitely a satisfying feeling when you get in that slot on the heavy rig and because you can really feel the momentum on, like you said, on a 5-inch.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, it's 0 to 100 right away.
Right away.
With the 7-inch MLDR spec, it takes quite a while to get back up to that top speed. Like you made that great comparison to 18-wheeler, getting on the on-ramp, getting onto the freeway.
Yeah.
It's not going to get to 65 right away.
But with these 7 inches, you feel them right next to you. If you go around a turn and somebody's above you, you feel yourself getting pushed down.
Definitely.
So it's like one of the great things about this racing too is because it's such a tight pack, you really have to, you have to be patient. You got to pick the point to pass the other person because you don't want to end up getting taken out when you're passing. It's all about getting those points in the end. So you need to make it to the end.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see you guys get out there and race against the Desert Hawks, and hopefully we see some of those passes, and hopefully you end up on top. We're looking forward to watching this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to pass them once, and then there's not going to be any passing after that. We're going to stay ahead.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks much, man.
All right, so here with another California Sea Dragons pilot, Claybrain, and this is your
Hey, so we're here.
Welcome everybody to Major League Drone Racing, California Sea Dragons versus the Arizona Desert Hawks.
Yeah, this is it, right, Colbs? This is like the first real MLDR race.
This is the
Teams
big
are
one.
here.
This is the
It's a
first
big
big team race
doing
of
it.
the season, and we're here at Peoria, Arizona, at the Peoria Sports Complex. This is a beautiful facility. Amazing night for drone racing. Temperatures are going down. The sun is setting. Pilots are getting ready to go here in the next, I'd say, about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think we have some like kind of cool pregame content to roll through first. We're gonna, as this fans roll in, seeing the seats start to fill up a tiny bit here. You can probably see it on this that tiny view in the top right. Then we're gonna do some introduce the event, introduce the format, introduce the league, introduce the pilots, do a little national anthem, and then I think
yeah. So we're gonna get you guys all situated. Everyone on the stream, hang in there, and we're gonna run through everything for you. So once the race starts, you guys are gonna know what's going on. Maybe who to root for, who to root against. You're gonna recognize some of these pilots from some big events in the past. We've got some big names coming in here tonight. We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about some of the partnerships with MLDR. Really cool. They're partnering with the Phoenix Children's Hospital to sponsor this event. So basically 65% of the proceeds from this race are going to be going to the Children's Hospital, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's pretty cool for them to do that, like put this out there and be able to raise some money and share that with the Children's Hospital. Pretty good cause. It's exciting to see drones getting involved in some kind of like social stuff.
Yeah, so like we mentioned earlier, we're in Peoria, Arizona. This is the California Sea Dragons. They're based in Southern California. There's 2 MLDR teams in California. One SoCal team, one NorCal team. Myself and John here.
Yeah, that's right. There's 2.
Who's
Who's the other team that's not here today? What is that?
The San Francisco Condors. That is our team. So we're both MLDR pilots. So we're gonna bring you kind of that pilot POV for this event. Give you guys some insights into the technology. We've got some MLDR drones here. Some of you guys on the stream might not be familiar with the drone racing in general or spec racing, which MLDR is a spec race. So we'll get into that as the stream goes along.
Yeah, we can talk about the spec a little bit. So you all watching along the stream, you might have noticed there's these San Francisco Condors logos on the screen. So that's our team. We're going to be racing in about 2 weeks. So if you come back in about 2 weeks, you're going to see us fight the Sea Dragons in Los Angeles, I think. But tonight we're just helping out, giving some context, trying to bring drone racing to just more people, a wider audience. Get it out there on the web. I think there's been a few test races, and I think people have been kind of like chomping at the bit. Like, people have been wanting to see this. Like, I remember the last couple of times on Discord, people like, "Where's the stream? Where's the stream?" So we're,
we got
so Colby and I came to like see if we can bring some of this magic to the people. Still pretty early days. Might be a little bit.
A couple hundred people in the seats already. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, it's filling out. Still, we're not gonna promise final studio quality on race 1. Just might still be a little rough around the edges, but I think it's gonna be. We've got some kind of exciting things we want to share today.
So, speaking of the race, the winning team here tonight, we're going to get into the format a little bit. It's a pretty exciting format. Team racing, teams of 6, 6v6. That's my favorite kind of racing personally. And then match that with spec racing, which I absolutely love. It's going to be a great event. The winning team tonight is going to take home the MLDR Champions Belt. I've got one of those. They're pretty sweet. I won one at the Oklahoma City first responder race a couple months back. And it's definitely a prized possession. It's a solid. It's like a legit metal, like wrestling.
I think it's the most impressive drone racing award I've ever seen, and I've seen people holding.
By far.
I've seen people holding those big checks that have like $50,000 on it. I was like, I kind of want the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, I
you can't really take that on the plane. So the winning team here is going to take home that belt. What that belt represents is they are the champions of this series. So any team can reach out to the commissioner of the league and challenge the winning team here tonight for that belt. So
yeah, it's an interesting format. It gives the chance for a team to sort of dominate and then hold that title, and then for other teams to train and be like, I think I could beat them. And they call them out. I'm not sure. Do you know exactly how the call-out format works? There's
a submission process with the commissioner, Breton, and so any team that thinks they can beat the winning team here tonight, I'm sure they're going to be watching closely. I don't know. I guess there's not really a penalty for challenging, so I guess we're going to be challenging for sure.
Oh yeah,
challenge. I want that belt. I want 2 belts. I want 2. I need 2. I actually want 3. I want, at least one for each
Yeah,
shoulder,
one for
and
each
then
shoulder,
maybe one
and
on the
then
waist.
middle.
Yeah, so we're gonna go for the
Next time we see you at the
trifecta.
field, that's all you're going to be wearing is belts.
Yeah,
He's so
they're
weird.
heavy though. They're heavy.
So
I'm
weird.
gonna wear them to the gym. I'm the Stairmaster.
Just give him to Z-Stone. That seems like a Josh
Speaking
thing
of
to do.
Z-Stone, let's take a look at the chat. We've got
Super friendly folks
some
in the
people
chat.
popping in here. Z-Stone, Joshua Zellman, what's up, buddy? William Waro, he's a fan of Oshnap. That's the team captain
let's go.
for
Big shout out for Oshnap.
California Sea Dragons. AK, volume needs to ... go down or up?
Volume needs to...
Needs up.
Volume.
Okay. Everything, voice,
What do you want?
music. What do you want? What do you need? What we got you?
We got knobs.
We got a lot
for
of knobs
everything.
over here.
I could give us a little more mic here. I don't want to go too crazy. Might be his computer.
Yeah, maybe.
I can roll off the sound a little bit.
How's it going, Kim Rodriguez? Another Sea Dragons fan. Patrick Lowe, what's up, boys?
Yeah, let's see who.
Everything,
who,
yes. We got you. We got you.
Who out there do people want to win?
Did you give us a little volume, a little juice?
Little juice, yeah, a little hotter.
Okay.
A little bit of coordination going here behind the scenes. We are sitting currently in the race
Ask
box.
questions.
To our left, I wish I had a cam view of this actually, because we got full race ops here. They're running there's a jumbotron. There's a production team down prepping the drones, prepping the pilots, and we're kind of up here with them, coordinating the run of the show. So you might see us popping over, helping out, getting cues.
Yeah, this track, we're gonna give you guys a track tour here in a little bit as part of the pregame. But just looking out right now at the field, it's starting to get a little brighter. Maybe you guys can see in the upper right above John the track cam. But yeah, it is looking good out there. Lights are getting brighter, and it's a big track. So I think we're going to see a lot of action on this one, and pilots really fighting to stay in the air. There's a lot of technical maneuvers, and I think we're going to see the cream rise to the top for sure on this one.
I mean, there's some pretty creamy cream
There's
here.
some cream. We got some cream.
Got some good pilots here. I think at least a third of the field here is like pretty decorated pilots. A lot of accomplishments over the last. I don't think a single pilot on the roster has fewer than like 5 or 7 years of experience. So it's good. I think we're going to see some pretty exciting, pretty close battles. Not sure if everybody at home is a drone racer or pilot, but it could be some friends of the pilots. So why don't we walk through like what's happening? So if you're new to drone racing, if this is not something you have been following for a long time, this is the craft that these pilots are going to be flying. This is a 7-inch propeller. It is a spec drone, so everyone is flying the exact same frame, exact same speed. They have different colored LEDs so you can follow along. And what happens is there's a little camera on the front here. This little camera is recording in real time and broadcasting the view to the pilots. So pilots are sitting at home, and they are looking, not at home, they're sitting back in their seats, and they're looking through that camera, through these goggles, and that allows them to see the track as they're flying, as they're doing maneuvers, flying way away from themselves, further than you could even see the drone from where you're sitting. And that combined with the transmitter, so this is how they give the drones commands, essentially lets them have a real-time link with the drone. And yeah, that's how they're flying around the track. So
Yeah, let's talk about the spec drone a little bit more in detail. I see you got some weights on here.
yeah, what's unique? What's give some details about the spec?
So this spec actually broke a motor too. Nice.
Yeah, I bet that bell yesterday. They let me fly a little bit downtime.
And your weights aren't centered, but that's okay. So
Yeah,
we've got some lead weights on this. We
I had
actually
to throw
use,
them in there.
We use tire weights for tire balancing, so they got nice sticky on the bottom of them. But basically,
I think 1,000 grams all up.
1,000
minimum weight.
grams, yeah. So we're running a 5-cell battery on this. Typical open class racers that you see today, the smaller drones are going to run a 6-cell battery. So these are going to be a little bit slower based on the battery and the weight.
Yeah, a little slower, a little
Also
heavier.
the size of the prop. But yeah, with the heavy spec drone, it really changes the flying style for the pilots. What it also does for the spectators is it makes it a little more watchable. We're going to have LEDs all over these.
Ooh, I think we're transitioning to the national anthem now. So yeah, why don't we take a look at we'll fade over and we can bring the play of the national anthem to you. So.
It's not on that.
All right, and we are back.
So we are running through the pilot introduction right now. Introducing the California Sea Dragons. We've got Oh Snap, their team captain, coming out right now onto the field. He's ready to rip. You guys saw in the pregame interviews, very confident coming into this event. Excited to watch him rip.
Look, I didn't power through the struggle just to let a little trouble knock me out of my position and interrupt the vision. After everything I witnessed, after all of these decisions, all these miles, feet, inches, they can't add up to the distance that I have been through just to get to a place where even if there's no closure, I'm still safe. I still ache from trying to keep pace. Somebody give me a sign, I'm starting to lose faith. Tell me how did all the dreams and the nightmares, how did I lose it when I was right there? Now I'm so far that it feels like it's all gone to pieces. Tell me why the world never fights fair. I'm trying to find
Reggie playing for the California Sea Dragons. What a pilot out of Los Angeles.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he was flying a lot in the early days, and then kind of lost track of Reggie a little bit, and a hiatus. And I think his team racing, spec drones, he got really excited to get back into it. I think the team racing thing was pretty exciting.
it's been a long time coming. Cause it's madness on my brain, so I gotta make it back. But my home ain't on the map. Gotta follow what I'm feeling to discover where it's at. I need the memory in case it fades forever, just to be sure these last days are better. And if I'm dead in, then give me the strength to look the devil in his face and make it home safe. Now tell me how did all the dreams and the nightmares, how did I lose it when I was right there? Now I'm so far that it feels like it's all gone to pieces. Tell me why the world never fights fair. I'm trying to find place where I can go to take this off my shoulders.
See those clouds out there.
Take me home.
Up.
Someone take
We're back in the dugout.
I found no cure for the loneliness.
See them there
I found no
on
cure
the
for
field.
the sickness. Nothing.
I think the drones. I think the first heat has been staged already. Is that right?
Yeah, we're just going through the format right now, so it's going to be 10 heats. You want to go through the format a little bit?
Yeah, let's talk about the format. So we have coming up 2 groups of 6 pilots. Three pilots from each team are going to face off. Oh, they're explaining the stadium. A little distracting. Let me just back that off so I can talk. Yeah, so 3 pilots for each team face off against each other. They race 5 heats, and each heat is worth points based on finishing order. First place gets 5 points. Second place gets 4 points. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last place is a 0. But here's the kicker. If you crash out, you also get a 0. So even if 3 people crash out, if you were 4th, 5th, or 6th when you crashed out, you are not going to be racking up any points for your teams. So heard a lot earlier in the interviews about pilots wanting to make sure they finish those races because they don't want to let their teams down. So it's pretty different from individual racing. You want to get all those points you can for your team. Yeah, anything else to know about the format? So we're going to do the first half is going to be...
Do we have the track flight we can pop up
one
for them?
group of 6. Yeah, why don't we take a look at that? It's a Jumbotron
Yeah,
now.
so we're taking a look at the track fly through here. Like I said earlier, it's a pretty big track. We've got a lot of intricate elements here. We've got a descending ladder the pilots are going to navigate. The wind has died down. There was some wind earlier this afternoon pushing pilots into that gate, so that was something to keep an eye on, but it seems like it's not bad. So it's going to be a full throttle launch out to the scoreboard at the back of the center field. Pilot's going to make this hairpin left turn. Keep that line nice and wide here to line up this gate with a straight shot. Go to the start finish gate. Sorry, bro. That's my
There is music playing.
inner DJ coming out.
I don't know. I see the problem. Okay, we have compound problems here. We have the audio from the stadium somehow showed up across all of our scenes and was full blast.
Oh my god.
So
All right, we're gonna start this over.
Just gonna back. Yeah, take 2. Okay, half an hour till pilot. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's look at what's going on here. Let's take a look at the launch view. We got some quads gridded up down there in the stadium. A little bit small, but you can see the LEDs right in front of that pylon. Those LEDs are the first 6 pilots that are going to be racing 5 heats for point finish order.
Yeah, so first up, we've got for Arizona, Scrap Heap, Sturmy, and Vanadium. For the Sea Dragons, R3, Labiba, and O-Schnapp. Pilots to watch here for me is going to be probably R3.
Yeah, who's your favorite here, Colby? Let's talk about these. Let's put some
Well,
bets.
O-Schnapp, he's got some experience in MLDR. He was in the Oklahoma race. Had some technical difficulties, though. Was disarming midair because he could not get used to the controller arm switch position.
Yeah, it could be. That could be a new challenge for some people. You know,
But I think
people
he's got
get
it dialed now.
People get really used to their gear. It's
Vanadium, though, I
very
think
specific.
he's a pilot to watch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He is a very skilled micropilot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, looking at he was the second place at the
micropilot.
MultiGP Virtual Open in 2020, second place at Wooptopia 2020, and 4 top 10 finishes lifetime at Wooptopia. That's solid. Wooptopia is a stiff competition.
We're talking about. Are we talking about Vanadium right
Vanadium, yeah. That is Philip Chung. There we go. There's Haven.
now? Little internet issue.
Yeah.
So this is Vanadium. This is a look at this pilot for the Arizona Desert Hawks. Who else we got? Who else you want to talk about?
I think Scrap Heap's going to be a good pilot here for this heat. He's been to 4 MLDR events, so he's definitely the most experienced pilot here with the MLDR Spectrum and just kind of the format and just the whole rhythm of this production. It's a live event, right? So there's not really any time to, if you're having issues, you just got to go. So he knows what he knows to be ready and
set some practice at the pacing, practice with these specific drones and controllers. Specific setup here.
So he's currently in Detroit. He's from Arizona, but I believe he got sent to Detroit for work. He's in the automotive industry, so that's why he's back in Detroit.
All right, and who else do we have? I think we have Labebe in this first group, don't we?
Yeah, Labeba.
Labeba.
She's been flying for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember her from
7 years.
like the regional finals, MultiGP regional finals. I feel like she was there down in Orange County.
Yeah. I think this is first time we've ever seen husband and wife duo in a major drone sporting event.
For sure.
Flying on the same team.
Yeah.
There's been some couple like drone couples that were well known. We had like Night Fury back in the day with Junebug and a few others. But this is the first time flying on the same team, trying to represent Los Angeles, California Sea Dragons here.
Looks like I lost the chat.
Let's take a look back at the field. Looks like there's still a little bit of staging happening out here. Yeah, I see the problem. I see why we can be drowned out without knowing now. At least I know what's going wrong. It still went wrong. It's still a little bit broken, but
there we go. Chat is back. Yeah, so with drone racing, they are a very technical piece of gear. A lot of little components in there, and 6 pilots up at a time, 6 different video channels. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get going for the event. We'll get the wheels turning here.
yeah,
Looks like Tech is out there doing one last check.
starting to get some video feeds screwed up.
I'm not complaining. The lighting's just getting better for this race. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think the more we delay, the nicer it's gonna look. The more followable.
yeah, we're looking better too.
We need those lights to go down.
We're looking better.
Oh, yeah. A little
Yeah,
more
so
moody.
we're gonna have the 6-up feed for you guys. Maybe we should just cut to that right now and kind of talk about
Yeah, we
the
take
feed that people
we
are
take a
looking
little
at here.
peek before we do the countdown. So this is what we're gonna see when the pilots are racing. Got a feed of each pilot's video.
Top bar is going to be Arizona Desert Hawks. Lower 3 is going to
Okay.
be the California Sea Dragons.
Missing
3
video
laps.
for
Pilot's
one
going to race
pilot.
3 laps.
Yep, heads up race to 3 laps. for finishing order. Want to finish those laps, get all your points in. Still a little bit of staging going on here.
I'm excited for this launch. This launch is going to be nuts.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So pilots are basically going to launch from these blocks right at home plate. Going to go over second base, full throttle, all the way to center field, about 400 feet out, and then make that hairpin U-turn. And then I think from that point we're going to start to see them separate a little bit based on that first turn. We'll see who's feeling aggressive and who's going to be feeling a little safe on this heat.
Yeah, let's take a look at the track a little bit. So what we're going to be seeing here in the stadium is, from the stands point of view, the fans sitting in the stands, is these drones are going to fly right along the third base and first base lines here around home plate. They fly by home plate a couple times, get that nice juicy quad audio. These 7-inch sound pretty cool. So that's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, there was a spectator down at home plate on the fence line.
Oh yeah,
they gave him a warning, but he's like, "No, I've been here before. I know."
All right. I mean, it's netted.
Yeah.
It's happening. A little activity in the stands here. We got Jonathan on the mic down in the stands there. We see him down in the lower right. That is Jonathan Imperius, one of the best, I think one of the best 7-inch pilots
for sure
around. Like he's been doing DRL scene. He's been doing MLDR for a long time. He's amazing at sim, and he's also a MLDR pilot. He is here helping announce, helping wrangle, coordinate some of the crowd, and keep the event moving.
Yeah, he was at the Oklahoma City race that I won. So.
Oh, he was there.
but
by the way,
but, you know,
the one that
no, he was in the finals and just made one little mistake. That's the thing with these spec races. You make one little error, and you're not going to win. You're not catching up.
Yep. Hard to come back from that. Just one little bobble. How was it for flying against him? I assume it
was fun.
Wasn't easy.
He's awesome. He's a great competitor, and
nice
he was talking a little smack while we were flying, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cold there. This is a little different. It's about 85 now. It's perfect actually. Coming from the Bay Area, both John and I live in the San Francisco area, so I think it was 55. I think it was 50 degrees when I left Friday morning for the flight.
Oh,
at 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's pretty different. To here, it's been like 95, 100 degrees. I thought the drones were going to burn up in practice, but they seem to have survived until the event. It's cool enough now.
Miwo in the chat, who's racing today?
Yeah,
who's racing for the Sea Dragons? Yeah, do we have a lineup we can pull up right now?
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit.
Let's just throw that up. Let's just throw the scoreboard up, and we can.
Let's look at this is the structure of the event, so we can look at first half here. Is we're going to see. Flying for the Desert Hawks, we're going to have Scrap Heap, Sturmy, Vanadium, and flying for the Sea Dragons, we have Oceanap, La Bebe, and R3. Corey Miwo in the chat, for people who don't know, is also a San Francisco Condor, and he's going to be with me and Colby in 2 weeks battling the Sea Dragons. That question might have not just been...
I don't know if it's going to be a battle.
Ooh, all right. Fighting words.
I think for a battle, you need two combatants.
In announce, I was trying to be a little more neutral in announcer mode, but I think it's fair.
I mean,
we're pilots.
You put our logos on the On the stream.
It's
so
fair.
I'm trying to keep it real here.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is we're going to see those pilots in the first half, and then as we transition to the second half here, we're going to see Wild Type Hatter and Lazy Day battling against Claybrain, Roca, and Dabs. Seems like we're still prepping a little bit. I don't know if we're waiting for darkness or we are waiting for.
I think we got to send them
drones.
I think we send them.
What's the ruling on technical scratches? We got some rough video out there and some missing video.
Well, they've been on for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
now,
they're probably cooking. I don't think pit switches have been.
We got pit switches.
We do.
Hey, Larissa, Scrap Heap fan. God, I love Scrap Heap. He's a fun guy.
All right. So while we wait for these pilots to get graded up, get these drones sorted out, is there anything anybody from the chat wants to know? Who do we got in the chat? Oh, Kelvin Lamb, buddy. Drones of San Francisco, founder and friend.
Yeah, so Corey Miwo has a question in the chat. Yeah, who's been around longer, R3 or Wild Type? Both super old names in drone racing. I
Ooh.
remember, yeah, R3
You know,
is like
I
really-
would
think R3.
I would say R3 started earlier, but
Yeah, he was
I would
Team
say
Pyro.
Wild Type has been flying more consistently without a break for much longer because R3 is kind of like out and back. Why don't we have the data? Why don't
have the data.
Why don't we take a peek at the data here? So who we're talking about? We're talking about Wild Type. Looks like
Cut the stadium audio from us. 'Cause it's,
yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, it's like,
I thought maybe it would help us. Oh, you have music for us now.
yeah.
Okay, that's better.
We're DJing.
I'll try to just bring it up when the when a race ends, see if we can get some clapping in there. So Wild Type looks like 7 years flown. That's actually pretty long. And I know he hasn't really taken a break. Look, I think he
That's
has
about the same as most of us. I remember he kind of started with us.
I mean, look at that accomplishments list. He actually forced me to change the typeface on that part of the pilot
He's
card.
running out of space.
I wanted it a lot bigger, and he filled up 5 lines of it.
last
Multi-GP
year.
Pro
That was-
Class
last year
top
was a big
16
one.
finisher, 2
That was
years.
not surprising, but you know.
Yeah, Whooptopia Elite Podium, Whooptopia Underground. He won Whooptopia Underground Whoop League last year. Super competitive, and also spec, by the way. It flies in some ways similar to Freedom and MLDR and some of these other
Yeah,
specs.
so 5-inch, 5-inch and micro. I mean, just top 16 for those who don't know
Across
much
the
about
board.
drone racing. You might say, oh, top 16, whatever. Top 16 at multi-G pro class is basically like, you know, whittled down. It's basically like making it to the World Cup kind of top 16.
Yeah.
Because you have all this qualifying that goes on outside of the main event, you know, the Soccer World Cup, and then you have a bracket that you have to get out of to get into the top 16. So that's kind of like that's like
Oh yeah, that's huge.
it's almost like it's a win basically. It's like a podium, especially when you're racing against these
Oh my gosh.
these little demons.
Like the fastest people on the planet are there, and that's that really changes the race. I mean, you win a
11 years, I think he might have it. What year
yeah.
is it
So
right now?
so
Is it
yeah. So let's
2020?
compare that to
It's 2024 right now?
R3. So 11. So he's
Wait,
up. He's got
pull up my
4
calendar.
years. Reggie's got 4 years here on Wild Type.
Actually, you know what I could do? I can pull up my YouTube and go to my
So we'll
oldest
see.
video.
We'll see if
Let's see here.
we'll see if years of experience beats consistency
Let me see
in
if I got him beat
practice,
here.
race practice. But also some great accomplishments. Top 10
Oldest
multi-GP
video.
2017
10 years. Oh, he's got
in
me.
Drone Champs.
He's got me.
The 2024 Spring
Can you hear me?
Championship. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I was still talking about Reggie. Do it again.
10 years. I got 10
I
years.
was tunneling hard.
Corey. Yeah, me and Corey were 10 plus years. Yeah. What's up, bro?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, wish you were here. Corey.
Drones
Next
are
time.
lit up. That's a start.
What do you think, Corey? Any tips for give us any tips? Anything going wrong?
Text us.
Ooh, drones are lit up. People are back in the seats. Let's take a look back at the field here. You can see those drones gridded up on the race line. So we have 3 colors for the Desert Hawks in red, so that you can tell the different pilots apart a little bit. Those are going to be the 3 pilots on the left. A little bit wee, a little bit fuzzy. Has a little, you know, just a couple minor tech issues setting up this weekend. But we got it. We have a view for you, ish. There's a purple, a red, and a pink on the left there. So that's going to be the Desert Hawks, those 3 drones on the left. And then on the right, you can see there's a blue, a green, and a kind of chartreuse yellowish. So the more greenish colors are going to be your Sea Dragons, and then the more reddish tones are going to be flying for the Desert Hawks. Sounds like we're getting pretty close to a countdown here. Ooh, we are hearing official word from the stadium that it is race time. We're going to be bringing you the countdown here shortly. All
Here we
right,
go.
10 seconds, first heat. Let's do this. All right, then they are off. Ooh,
Oh man, this is exciting.
all these pilots up in the air. Let's see.
4 wide through that first gate. Then we come through the timing gate. Jonathan getting out of the way there. He was in the line of fire. Looks like we've got 2 Desert Hawks sandwiched with a Sea Dragon sandwich in between them. We're going to get the feed here. Looks like Scrappy in the lead. Gets contact on that back double gate. Nice recovery, though. Gets passed by 2 more drones. Looks like our leader's going to be O-Snap and R3, 2 teammates. So they're out in front. Hopefully they are aware of that and don't make contact with each other.
Oh, and I am seeing. I'm seeing a black video from Labeba, but I'm seeing two.
Yeah, maybe
One,
we had,
two,
maybe
three,
we had a little
four,
channel change. So,
five.
Coming through the start finish, we had Scrap Heap, Snap. Going through the split S, it looks like our leaders actually Scrap Heap. Actually, Vanadium and Scrap Heap took the lead over. So the Arizona Desert Hawks in the 1 and 2, Snap in third, R3 in fourth. It looks like Scrap Heap looking solid. Vanadium. So the two pilots we said to look out for performing here. Vanadium making his way out to center field. That's top right on your screen.
So it is official. Lebebe has crashed out here. We're gonna go ahead and like that.
Vanadium onto his final lap. Here, let's go right along. Oh, he gets past there.
Ooh.
R3.
R3.
Man, he was
says
pushing
he's
here.
got
All right, we got
something
some
to say
action. Let's
against
go.
Vanadium.
Into the slalom section. Very technical section here. Hard to do. Hard to maneuver these heavy drones on that slalom. R3, can you make the pass here on the ladder? Nice pre-turn there. A couple more elements to go as they make their way around home plate. Out to center field. R3 gets the pass. Underneath him, he makes the pass. Here we go. Mirror image here coming in the last two gates. Who's it going to be?
Oh, it's neck to it's
Vanadium.
Oh man, that was too loud. Jesus. I think he passed him in the last 3 feet.
Vanadium got him.
I think Blue had it. I mean, he's like, that's crazy. All right, so unfortunately the first crash out is going to be Lebebe for the Sea Dragons, so not picking up any points for them. Let's go back to the stadium view here. We can see those drones landed on the right side.
Okay, if that's a
first laps down.
That's a little.
Let's get this scoreboard up.
Taste of what's to come.
All right, what's going on?
Yeah, scores are coming in.
So I think that was the yeah.
Live scoring is coming in here. All right, so we're pulling up the official scoring. R3 coming in first with that great flying from him. I guess.
All right, I gotta remember. Okay, next heat. The rest of the heats, they want our announcing in the stadium, so we gotta.
Okay, so don't yell.
Don't scream, and also I have to fade us. I have to fade us up on there. So.
Okay.
So what? Yeah. Let's look at the what's going on here with pilot scores. Let's take a look.
So R3 did make it ahead of Vanadium before the timing gate. Timing gate is that second gate. So.
Oh, did we have another crash out? I missed the second crash out.
Oh, Snap must have crashed out.
We
were so laser focused on that top.
That's the top two battle was just insane. That whole last section, just neck and neck.
So that is pretty devastating start for Sea Dragons. I mean, yeah, R3 getting the win. That's 5 points. That's big. But
yeah, that
2 goose eggs for Snap and Lebeba.
Yeah, 4-point lead is, I think, pretty formidable this early. Sea Dragons.
Snap was saying he was talking a lot of game. He's gonna fly safe.
Yeah, you asked him specifically, if you can get by that pilot, are you gonna push? And he's like, yeah, it's hard when you're in the moment for sure.
Yeah, so Scrap Heap coming in third place, solid run for him. Sturmy in fourth, so all pilots finishing for the Desert Hawks.
Got a little bit of transition footage shot by Mr. Colby SFPV Curtola there, giving you a view of what the stadium looks like as we get this next heat gridded up, getting the quads out on the line.
Okay, so we're getting pumped into the stadium.
Not right now.
No, but we will be for the heat.
I will bring us into the stadium.
What about
the next heat?
All our sounds going in there?
The whole board is coming in.
The whole shebang.
Which puts a damper on my quad audio recording plans. I had a mic out there. I was miking the stadium. But if we're talking in the stadium and there's a mic in the stadium, that could be we could hear from the stream.
Be bad.
We could upset them. We know what happens when we have bad audio issues in stream. They let us know.
I just want to be able to see our levels.
Gotcha.
Can you make that wider?
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's go.
That's like so keep thinking we're muted.
Yeah. All right. I like that the sun's starting to go down a little bit because we can see the LEDs coming up. To my eyes, it still looks a
Audio
bit
is
darker
fun.
than to the stream.
Audio is not fun.
Audio is fun. It was fun. Jay Rice, what are you doing in 2 weeks? You want to come work some audio with us? Got some other pro drone racing organizers and race hosts in the chat. It's a pretty high bar to live up to.
I think once we get that first little glitch out of the way, we're gonna be cranking through these. So stay where you are, guys. We are gonna be. I think they're already gridded up. Looks like lights are on. Here we go. Photo finish.
So let's get this Heat 2 started. Let's get that countdown going.
All right, we're going to go on to Heat 2. You heard it. All
Looks
right,
like we are ready for the
this.
countdown. This is exciting stuff.
I'll let you know, Colby, when I'm... All right, here we go. Heat number 2 is about to go off. And we are... All right, those drones are off and away, and we are live in the stadium, Colby. So,
Cool. We've
anything
got
you say, the stands are gonna hear now.
Sea Dragons in the lead right now, 1 and 2.
Oh, baby is not crashed out.
Desert Hawks in 3 and 4, coming through that first U-turn. Couple wide turns there. Nice turn from our leader. That's going to be Vanadium. Vanadium on fire right now, going to the slalom section for the Desert Hawks, followed closely by Snap into the backside of the track. They are.
Oh, they're
basically
neck and
mirror
neck.
image.
This is
Sorry, that is R3. R3 versus Vanadium. That's the battle we saw in the first round. And they are putting on a show here for us right now. They just went around home plate, going out to center field to the 410 sign, making that first U-turn. Still pacing each other. Who's going to make a move here?
Oh, look at the red gets the inside line on that as he comes to the start finish, but blue flying for the Sea Dragons is right there with him. This is almost a mirror image. Oh, and he gets it a little bit wrong. That's going to let the Desert Hawks stretch out about 1 gate here in first position.
So we got Vanadian in the lead.
Followed
Snap for the Sea Dragons in P2. This is the battle to watch. Snap said in the interview if he saw a pilot in front of me, he probably wasn't going to push, but it looks like he's trying here right now. We're on lap number 2, going out to center field. Vanadium, your leader. Snap in second, coming around in third. That's going to be Stormy. And it is too close to call between 4th and 5th. We're going to have to wait for the come around the finish line.
Desert Hawks are still
Vanadium's
helping
actually
him off.
stretching out that lead now.
Oh, no, just as you say that, I mean, Sea Dragons are right back up there with him. They close that gap quite a bit. Looks like Desert Hawks have that section of the track down. They are starting to stretch out in the back section a little bit. The Sea Dragons are hot on his heel in second place right now. Oh, he gets it a little bit wrong in the carousel down. That lets the Desert Hawks get up ahead a little bit. It looks like
Vanadium's got this one in the bag.
This
Just coming
is
around
Desert
the
Hawks
finish
race
line
to
here on
lose.
a little victory lap. Vanadium going to be P1.
Let's get P1 for the Desert Hawks. It's going to be P2 for the Sea Dragons. P3 for the Desert Hawks.
So R3 did crawl back up into P2.
P4 for the Desert Hawks. P5
Sea Dragons.
for Sea Dragons. And we still have one pilot working their way through the back section. We are missing video for one pilot up here, but we see them flying the track as they finish here.
Vanadium is coming through clutch right now for the Desert Hawks.
Yep, that's right. And who is he battling there? He's battling Snap, right? It's up to Snap to try to
Initially,
claw.
he was battling with R3.
Ooh,
and then
okay.
R3 made a mistake, so it was up to Snap for the Sea Dragons to try to pull up to our leader. He saw him for a little bit there. In that U-turn section, that is a tricky part of the track over on the first baseline. Clipped the ground, trying to make that pass, and Vanadium just scooted away from him.
Yeah, that's right.
Fans are loving that one.
All right, last pilot coming in there at the end. Ooh, I like seeing those LEDs. So lights go down a little bit. I'm gonna check in with Race Ops here to see. I got a couple questions about our comms in the stadium, so hold on the fort, Colbs.
All right, I'll try not to break anything. Yeah, Meta, there was some issues getting the stage out here, so it's a little bit of a honor system with the pilots to stay high in certain sections and low in others, because we don't have an element forcing that. So there is definitely potential for some pretty gnarly mid-airs here. But it seems like pilots are sticking to the high route and the low road as they go out high and then come in low. So hopefully we don't have any head-on collisions here. Let's see if the official scores have come in. It looks like they have. So official scores are in from our timekeeper. Vanadium coming in P1, R3 and P2. So that was the Desert Hawks versus Sea Dragons battle we were keeping our eye on. And coming in third place, the Desert Hawks for Scrap Heap. Fourth place, Sturmy.
Let's get some scores. You're talking scores
Desert
here.
Hawks
we got that.
coming in P1, 3 and 4. That's big points for them for that round. And the Sea Dragons dropping down to 2nd, 6th, and 5th. But at least they had 2 finishers that round.
Yep, 2 finishers.
So 5 points for them. But they're going to start making some points here.
Yep. 3 heats left in this round of 5 to see if they can make their way back. I think if anybody can do it, actually, both of these pilots, Oceanap and Reggie, are challenging the first place
Arthur's
pilot
got
here,
the pace.
Vanadium.
Arthur's got the pace.
Yep, they both have this.
It's hard to tell. We're not down there in their head. He might be pushing past his comfort zone just to keep up with Vanadium. So
yeah, it could be. It's a little bit hard to know. Like what is comfort pace and what is sort of intense pace for these pilots. You know, everyone has their own kind of comfort zone, staying pinned.
Yeah, we're gonna crank through these now.
Yeah, we're getting in the flow here.
Sea Dragons definitely though. I mean, look at this lineup they got coming up against them next. They got Wild Type, Hatter, and Lazy Day. So
I think Wild Type is.
I think it's only gonna get more difficult for them.
Yeah, I think the Sea Dragons are they're gonna need to pick it up here. It's my prediction because Wild Type he's wild. He's a kind of wild type of pilot. Do we have anything going on in the chat? Let's see. People want to know anything.
The chat is
Learn
vibing.
what's happening.
Vanover, I think I need to come take over MLDR.
What?
I'll tell you what, Alex, if you want to challenge me for my belt, I'll 1v1 you out here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe we can set that up. I'll put it up.
Yeah, we can make this happen. We can Vanover. Where's he based now? He moved. He started working for Wing, I think.
Yeah.
I was chatting with him.
Yeah. He's in the Bay, right?
No, I think he went to Austin.
Maybe you can tell us.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
There's
Larry?
some Texas teams. There's teams where if there's not a team where you are, there can be. So just let us know in the chat if you want to have an MLDR team near you, and if you want to be flying for it, just let us know and keep building out this league together. Pretty exciting. The more teams we get, the more racing we can do. See 6 pilots screwed it up. Yeah, so let's see if we can remember these colors here. So you were doing pretty good at that. So Oceanap is in the cyan.
Yeah, you want me to just call it?
Yeah, I mean, I could just work the board.
Yeah.
But so in the cyan we have. Oh, we're about to roll into heat 3. So let's get ready, Colby.
I am ready for it.
Ooh, we are losing video. There we go, 10. Get a crowd cheering, counting along here.
All right, we are up and away. It looks like, I'm going to guess that's Vanadium with a hole shot. A little bit tighter pack here now. We've got 2 green drones and 2 red drones. 2 pink, sorry. Arizona Desert Hawks flying pink and red here. This is a separating factor right there. We got 1 drone down already. That's a green drone, so one of the Sea Dragons already out of the race. That is not good. We've got 2 Desert Hawks in the lead right now, 1 and 2.
I believe we also lost Snap, which was sort of been Sea Dragon's biggest hope in these heats. He went down that first U-turn. So we have lost Cyan.
Do we have the pilot feed?
Oh yeah, let's go to the pilot feed here.
All right, we've got the pilot feed up now in the box. We've got Vanadium, your leader. Oceanap is still up. He's the bottom left on our screen. So it looks like Vanadium and then Sturmy and Scrap Heap 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3 almost. We've got Oceanap in the mix right now. He is the only hope left over for the Sea Dragons to get up into the P1 or 2 right now to start stacking some points. Vanadium, though, 2 gates ahead, making his way towards home plate right now in that ladder down. You're going to see him coming around home plate right here, making his way out to center field. That is your pilot, Vanadium, followed by Scrap Heap. So these 2 guys have been flying great together. Super consistent out here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like the Desert Hawks, the home team. I don't know if it's a home team advantage or just a little bit flying a little bit more safe, a little bit more consistent from the Desert Hawks, but they are starting to run away with these points here as they have 3 pilots up. They are already up quite a bit in the point system. It's kind of their heat to lose at this point as, unfortunately, Sea Dragons have lost 2 pilots at this point. So they have
so we're sitting at
Oceanap
P1,
up there to get us
2, and
points.
4. Oceanap, he's too far back right now. He's just coming on home plate right now. That's the green drone you guys saw going right in front of your home plate, going out to center field. I think it's too little too late, but he's just going to try to hold on to 3rd place and at least get something on the books.
All right. I think if you're the Desert Hawks, you are finishing this race easy and smooth.
All
Not
right,
pushing too hard.
that is it for heat number 3. Vanadium, Scrap Heap 1 and 2. Oceanap coming in 3rd, Sturmy in 4th. We had Labeba and R3 crashing out, so that's going to be a DNF and 0 points for their team. Points are starting to separate themselves a little bit between these 2 teams. Desert Hawks looking strong here tonight as we move into heat number 4. We're going to get the official scores coming up here in a moment from our timekeeper, but it's safe to say that the Desert Hawks are starting to run away with this one, John.
That's right. I think what we're going to need to see is louder. What louder? You just got to tell me, dude. I don't know. We're not that advanced. We're not at this advanced stage yet of our live streaming sorts commentating that you're.
Okay, I thought we were in the stadium still. Like,
cool. Oh no, I faded us out of the stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. Because so basically, so that was why I disappeared a little bit. I was getting the coordination down with the race ops over here because they're talking to the stands when the pilots are not flying, and we are talking to the stands when the pilots are flying. So that timing, as soon as they land, I'm kind of fading us out. So let's get see those points coming in now. 2 points coming in from LeBebe finishing that one.
Oh, okay.
I thought
So I think we have the channels wrong on our feed.
We have to either have channels wrong or they're going in wrong. There's a lot of things could be going wrong. We are.
Oh, so Oceanap crashed.
Still working on the
Labeba
kinks.
was throwing down out there.
Okay.
She was keeping up with our 2 leaders for quite a while. So maybe she's shaking out the nerves a little bit and can turn up the heat here. 31-12 right now. I mean, this format, we talked about it earlier off stream, but
yeah,
man, if you get down early, it is going to be a tough battle coming back from.
It is. It's brutal. Linear formats are pretty unforgiving. You're accumulating points all the way through this event, all the way to the end, and it's really going to put a lot of pressure. I mean, we'll see. Maybe that'll put a lot of pressure on Wild Type to not make a mistake. Maybe he'll feel that and not want to let his team down. Could cause. You never know if there's some extra crashing. So official points in, 31-12 now for the Desert Hawks. Arizona flying in home team. I don't know if it's being used to the desert heat or just just flying super well, but they are starting to edge out here over the Sea Dragons.
Let's this next heat. Let's stick with the wide view of the
save
since it's like nice and dark now, and I think that might be a little easier to follow. We've got some requests in the chat to see the wide view.
Oh yeah. Easy.
I mean, it is pitch black out there. This is awesome.
But I'm seeing about 50% of the wide view is a reflection of our booth. So I'm gonna let Colby take this for a little bit and see if I can get that wide view dialed in a little bit. I will be back.
Can we get it out the window? There's an opening over there. We can open this window actually.
What's happening here?
You can open that window.
Like I'm getting all mixed up here. Yeah, I'll see if I can get that window open and get the track centered.
Sure.
All right, stream. I'll see you soon.
Maybe cut to a different scene where you're adjusting the camera.
Yeah, good idea.
If you can tell us which pilot in the field view, that's awesome. We will do our best, Larissa. Yeah, so the same 6 pilots are going to go up 2 more times. So you're going to be seeing for the Sea Dragons, R3, Labeba, and Oceanap. And for the Desert Hawks, Scrap Heap, Sturmy, and Vanadium. So we're going to see those pilots 2 more times. And then we're going to take a little halftime. And then we're going to move on to our second group of pilots. Interesting comment there from Miwo. The course gets so much harder when you can't see the ground. That is a really interesting point. I've actually never flown a course that's pitch black like this, where only the gates are lit up. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. You know, you probably want to aim for, I guess you want to aim more for the top of the gates just to be a little safer because there's no indicator underneath the gates where the ground is. So, man, I really wish I could actually go out there and fly right now. That's an interesting piece of insight there from Ewo. We have flown some other tracks at night, but usually we have the stadium lights on as well as the gates lit up. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Is it better? You gotta go left a little more? That's good. Angle up a little bit. You can open the window. You figure it out. Yeah. Alright, track view looking good. Yeah, this is a 6-on-6 team race, but it's basically 2 groups of 3. Kill the lights. Well, then you wouldn't be able to see us, so we can't do that. Kill the lights. No, we just gotta. I can try to open the window. You got this?
I put a thing above it.
Okay. It's still. I'll open the window.
No, I fixed it.
There's still glare. Yeah. Let me go open the window.
All right, clearly we need an expert window opener. I wrestled with it, couldn't figure it out. Kind of want to get a camera on here because Colby climbs up the production booth to try to open this window. Oh, a little more. Ooh, crystal clear video now coming in from the stadium. Thank you, Colby Curtola. Perfect. That's great. The whole track in view. You could go up a tiny bit because you can't see the stands anyway. All right, we're getting heat number 4 gridded up. We're getting the cameras dialed in. All right. Let's take a look at the stadium here. Got some different announcements happening on the stadium as the fans, you know, kind of tune in between heats here, announcing some other races that are coming up, playing some highlight reels for some of the sponsors.
Oh, tour date.
Jorday? Is that Jordal?
Tour date. Who?
Jordy?
Who?
He said Jordal. LaForge.
Who the hell is Jordal?
Dude, he's been in like 10 of our VRL seasons.
Tour date.
Oh, tour date.
June 8th. That's a big one. That's going to be our race. The 2 California teams, the Sea Dragons versus the Condors.
Yeah, we can see Sea Dragons.
Rumors have it they're going to bring some heavy hitters to that one. Potentially Levi and Drobot.
Oh, this Levi and Drobot are there.
Yeah, I don't think they want a piece of this.
Yeah, we got Miwa, we got SFPV. Who else we got? Who we bringing? We got Z-Stone.
Z-Stone, Miwo, SFPV Ferry.
Missing a couple.
Ramon.
Oh yeah, big Ramon. He flew with us. He came with us to Mayhem this year. That's pretty cool. And then Hugo. It's gonna be representing from Sacramento.
Oh, here we go. Whoa, we are racing. Thanks for the warning.
All right, countdown is commencing. All right, we are up and away. Let's take a look at that wide view, Colby. Who do we got in this heat? We are live on the stadium, and it looks like a Sea Dragon is out in front. That is exactly what they need to make up some points here.
They just made contact with the 2 Sea Dragon pilots.
Oh, the Sea Dragon
just
pilots took each other out. That's going to let a Desert Hawk back into the front. Fans here got to love that. Seeing the home team continue to stretch out ahead of the Sea Dragons, putting those Californians in their place. Who we got here out front? Oh, let's take a look at the FPV feed here so we can see.
Still got 1 Sea Dragon pilot in the mix there. We've got the Desert Hawks in 1 and 2 and 4, P1, 2, and 4. The Sea Dragons in 3 and 5 with 1 pilot way out back in the Sea Dragons. Coming down home plate right now.
Yeah, it looks like that is Vanadium, our strongest pilot in this series of 5, continuing to stretch his lead and rack up those much-needed points for the Desert Hawks. R3, though, still in this. He's starting to fall back a little bit, but he is still in the air, still able to get a couple points here for his team. Unfortunately, that's going to be another 2 crash outs as we lose 2 of the Sea Dragons. It's going to be 2 more 0-point finishes. Who do we got
R3
leading?
just made the pass, so R3 now up into P2. So Sea Dragons hoping to salvage at least a 2nd place out of it. Looks like we have the 5th place drone back up in the air for the Sea Dragons. So it's going to be Vanadium out in front, just making his way through the split S, now into the slalom section. In 2nd place, R3 just hitting the slalom, and behind him, Scrap Heap, and then Sturmy in the running order. We are on lap number 3. Vanadium looking to go for, would this be 4 in a row?
No, he got a second once.
Second ones. Okay, well he's
And
definitely our
1 second from Mr.
MVP
Vanadium.
right now.
He went
points wise.
So he went 2-1-1. So if this is another one, that means he's just getting warmed up, and he is about a gate and a half.
There we go. Everyone
on
give a
the
round
rest
of
the
applause to
field.
Vanadium.
Let's hear a big round of applause for Vanadium.
P1,
His
R3 coming in 2nd place.
3rd P1 in a row there from Vanadium. Very
Scrap
impressive.
Heap and Sturmy.
From your Desert Hawks, your local team, continuing their dominance over the Sea Dragons.
Yeah, this is getting out of hand pretty quick here.
All right, we're back off
for
of
the
stadium.
Desert Hawks. This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're Desert Hawks, I'm not sure what you
what
you think about at this point. Do you change something? Do you just keep trying to fly your heats, trying to get those points, or just stay focused? I guess.
I mean, at some point you gotta
can.
get a little risky. You know, it's like any other sport. Clock starts ticking down, running out of time. You've got to go for that Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's right. I think we have. Are we on our last heat here?
We are on the last seat, correct?
We have 1 heat left. In. Ooh. Is that Bebe? Bebe? Some fans out there in the stands. So, yeah, points coming in now. Let's take a look at those point totals. Points
Oof.
official, 40-18.
Not good for the Sea Dragons.
Yeah, that's a bit of a deficit.
Man, oh snap!
Make up.
He was so confident coming to this event.
And he looks good out there. He's
feeling
he's
good.
fine. He's fine.
He was so convincing in the interview. I think he's going to tear it up.
I thought I mean, I feel like watching him, like his tiny bobbles have kind of taken him out. Like there's a lot of pilots going through that first U-turn. I think that's one of the hardest sections of the track, and he, got it wrong a couple times.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to swallow for him.
We got JFK on the jumbotron right now. Oh, this is Sea Dragons.
Oh.
This is Miwo.
This is actually the
That's
Condors. That's our team.
California Condors. So
San Francisco Condors.
What did I say?
California Condors.
Yeah, the bird is the California Condor. The team is the San Francisco. Oh, and there's Z-Stone.
We've basically been up for
dapper
48
in
hours
his.
here.
Yeah, we'll sleep next weekend. A little preview of our team that's going to be racing against the Sea Dragons in about 2 weeks.
Boy, I don't know what to say here. I mean, I'm kind of lost for words.
Yeah, Desert Hawks.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, if they don't get, they gotta get P1 or 2 here at least, and have all 3 pilots finish.
Yeah, they're gonna need to. They're gonna need some sweeps. That's all I'm gonna say. Because the other team has gotten.
Look at this. Desert Hawks. They're
Let's look
finishing
at this.
every
Let's
heat.
look at this.
They're finishing
Let's take a
every
look at
heat
the scores
except
again.
for 1.
We got
That's 11 out of 12 heats, basically that they've
Yeah, they've only had
sections
one.
that
They've only had one pilot go down. Scrap Heap went down in Heat 4. Look at Heat 3 there. That is a first, a second, and a third. That is a sweep from the Desert Hawks. That is quite a strong finishing position. It's gonna be hard for.
Right, the last heat we just watched, heat number 4, we had 2 pilots from the Sea Dragons take each other out.
Well, that's what it said, but this looks like the scores. Looks like 2 Sea Dragons.
Well, one of them
finished.
got back up though, and they were
They got back up and they finished.
Yeah,
so that's why they
But
got.
So, not sure how they got back up. They must have got lucky and landed up right side up because turtle moding in MLDR is illegal. So once your drone is upside
that's
down,
right. Also, we seem to have a tie for second place.
tie for second.
Yeah. a little bit of scoring issue over in the scoring booth,
Okay.
the scoring
We'll sort it
tent.
out.
So that's a different department. It's not our department this time around.
It's not us. Not us.
I think if the score was within a point or two, I'd be over there breathing down people's necks to see.
Hawks putting on the
see what's
smackdown. Yeah, I was definitely, you know, they were my team to win tonight. So
Yeah, pretty strong lineup.
it's not over yet, though. I mean, in drone racing, anything can happen, right? So I'm gonna stay locked in here. You guys should as well.
That's true. It's not a lockout.
It's not a lockout.
If Sea Dragons start winning and Desert Hawks start crashing, then
If this trend
This,
keeps up though to about heat 7 or 8, we might have a potential lockout here.
yeah, we'll have to run some math here in the background. Sounds like we're getting
To California, Sea Dragon.
hearing from Imperious, Jonathan in the stadium,
Call
kind
out the scores.
of helping the crowd follow along here so they can understand the format a little bit, help them follow the scoring live. All right,
Cool.
looks like we have six more good.
We was watching
quads coming up.
we were watching the FPV feeds. Actually, it's not as dark as it appears to the naked eye. The FPV camera does tend to brighten up the scene quite a bit.
Yeah, I feel like low light you could see much better. Beat the quad. All right, so this is the last heat here.
Seven, 6, 5, 4.
All right, we are up and away. This is do or die right now for the Sea Dragons. We've got the one Sea Dragon pilot in the lead right now. Maybe this is their heat to start turning it around. Sea Dragons in 1 and 3 right now. Takes out another pilot, so the Sea Dragons take out one of the Desert Hawks pilots. Maybe that's part of their strategy right now. Get a little desperate as we're coming around into the slalom section. Our leader right now is going to be, it looks like Vanadium got taken out, so he takes out their top pilot.
Oh,
Oh,
Vanadium.
snap
the
right
one that
now.
is
Coming through the ladder. He is in the back of the pack.
Oh, we got a
Our leader is
Desert
going to
Hawk
be
just
the
leading
Desert
by.
Hawks right now. Yeah, that looks like Scrap Heap making his way out to center field, making that left-hand hook turn.
But we got R3 right on his heels. R3 and Oceanap just a little bit behind your leader there. Does Sea Dragons looking to turn around and pick up some extra
R3
points.
clips that U-turn gate, makes it through the field though. That was an insane recovery. Full
great recovery.
1280. We're going to maybe give him some bonus points for that maneuver there.
Yeah, it's still only about one gate behind the Desert Hawks. That is R3 in the Cyan chasing
Oh,
down.
God, he
And he
clips
was
again.
starting to pull him in,
He
and he
clips
clipped
him.
the gate.
No,
That's
he
gonna
clipped the pilot.
Oh, he
That was
clipped
some,
the
that was a
pilot.
midair. That was prop-to-prop contact.
Prop-to-prop contact in the back section of right field there as the Desert Hawks
1 and 2 right now for the Desert
continue to
Hawks. 3 and
pull
4.
away. Then
3
that
and 4
is
for the Sea Dragons.
Scrap Heap. Looks like if he finishes this lap clean, looks like Scrap Heap might be your first place finisher of heat number 5 for Group 1 in this first half.
We are on the final lap here. Lap number 3. Scrap Heap making his way to the backside of the track, into the ladder, high to low. He is looking smooth right now.
I gotta say, these green drones they're kind of right. They're kind of right there with him. You know, they're not super far off. Like those two green drones
Not far off. But they're
chasing
still,
out. Oh, look
they're
at
still
Green's
behind. They're
No,
still behind.
Green's gonna get the pass here. Green is trying to reel red in. Sea Dragons trying to get ahead, but
There we
looks
go.
like the Desert Hawks hold them
Scrap
off.
Heap
That's gonna be
coming in
1 and
P1.
2.
Let's hear it for Arizona.
Arizona
Your
coming in
local
1
heroes.
and 2 again. Absolutely stunning performance from Arizona in this first half. So we are going to wrap here for halftime and do a little pilot interview, get some interviews going, and then we will be back.
Yeah, we'll try to get some intel here from Oceanap.
We'll be back after the intermission.
Hang tight, guys. We'll be right back with you.
With the lead going into halftime. That heat, Vanadium with a little bit of air, but Scrap Heat.
Check, check. Test.
All
Test it.
right, all right. We are here. We are in the halftime here of this first team race for MLDR that is coming to you live from Peoria, Arizona. And we just saw the Sea Dragons battling the Desert Hawks. And we have with us Noah O'Schnapp. Yeah, what do you want to talk to us a little bit about like what was going on down there? We saw you getting up there, like battling with the lead a few times and getting a little bit rough. Yeah,
we were off to a slow start. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but yeah, it was. I mean, it's tough out there. It's the other team has the home field advantage. We're coming in, but we're trying to bring the fire. And I know we're gonna be strong in the second half. So. Yeah, we're a little bit slow on the first one, but we'll bring it the next one.
Yeah, like can you walk us through a little bit like how did it feel racing those heats and being out there in front of the crowd? And I know like when we talked to you before the race, I think you were feeling pretty confident, feeling pretty strong, and saw you getting hung up in the U-turn gate a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, I'm still very confident.
All right.
Yeah, the U-turn gate is definitely the trickiest part. I mean these quads are so big and they weigh so much that whenever you stop the momentum completely, you either cut the corner super close, you pass the person, or you just drop. And so it's a little bit of a risk, like a gamble. So I mean, like if I want to pass and I want to get to that pole position, I'm going to take the gamble.
Yeah, that's it's definitely not easy with all 6 of these quads going the same speed, all bunched up in a pack.
Rubbing elbows.
I think we saw some midders. Were you some of those midders?
Yeah, and one of them took me out. One of them smoked the motor, but like there was, I think, 4 or 5 where I got knocked down hard, and I was able to just get back up. So I mean, it was.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean these things are resilient. They're tanks out there.
Yeah, I think if I take a look at the scores here, I think you managed to get quite a few points for your team. I had a couple
like 2
races
DNFs,
you didn't
right?
finish, a couple DNFs.
It's that gamble, man.
So what do you think? What are you thinking about? Like, what do you think the Sea Dragons need to do going into the second half?
So one thing that really helped me is that we have spotters, right? We have the racers that aren't flying. They're sitting behind us. They're talking to us. So my main objective now is just talk to my pilot that's racing, figure out what he wants to hear, what he doesn't need to hear, and just give him the information he needs. Let him fly his race and let him just pull out, like, be relaxed and just take the win.
Yeah, that's smart. If it's your race to win and you're way out ahead, you want to make sure you get those points. All right, well, thanks for coming, O'Schnapp. We'll see you next race.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully we'll be battling. It is going to be
California.
Condors versus the Sea Dragons in 2 weeks, so
I'm
hope
excited.
to see you there.
Yeah.
See if we can do some battling as well.
Definitely. If not for another interview and stuff, a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, we are here with Scrap Heap. Let's get him headphoned up and figure out how did that feel? So Scrap Heap, we saw you guys out there. Desert Hawks really taking away with the points. You saw you get a win, a couple of really high finishes. How'd that feel out there?
Oh, it felt great. Felt smooth. I've been practicing so much recently, grinding for the global qualifier with the multi-GP championships that's going on. I've been flying about 3-4 times a week at the permanent field we've got out there in Detroit, and it's paying off tonight. I didn't stress at all at these races. I crashed myself out one time trying to pass snap.
Yeah.
Though me and Snap definitely had our fair share of crashes tonight. I think it was me and him every single time.
Oh, every
together.
time. You guys must have really similar lines or
all
similar
5.
styles.
We're the same speed, same lines. I don't know what's going on, but just boosh.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just luck of the draw. You get a midair side by side right like that, and one pilot stays up and then a pilot goes down. We saw you finish 4 heats there. We saw you get a first, a second, and a couple thirds.
Absolutely.
So that's a lot of points. You picked up 15 points for the Desert Hawks. That is helping the Desert Hawks commanding lead. Anything you want to say to the stream, like before we sign off?
I don't know. I think we need to keep this MLDR stuff going. This is the most fun. The team racing really takes an aspect because when I go down one heat, the team picks up the points, and when Vanadium goes down, our fast pilot, I pick up the points.
Yeah.
Team racing really brings a whole new aspect to this thing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, team racing's definitely adding a new dimension. So, yeah. So, yeah, I was gonna ask. So, when is your guys' next race? Do you know who you're gonna be battling next?
I don't know. I think it's whoever wins tonight. So unless
All
the
right.
Sea Dragons pull something out, then we're going to have to figure out who we're fighting
All
next.
right, so you're feeling pretty good about getting that belt, getting challenged. All right, well, thanks for coming, Scrap Heap. Great flying today, and good luck down there with your team in second half.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. All right, we're going to pull. Let's bring in R3, another Sea Dragon here. R3 doing really well here. We saw R3 picking up, I think, the most points for the Sea Dragons. He got 13 points. We saw him get a first, a second, and a second. Only 2 crash outs. So how did it feel out there? How do you feel like you guys did?
I'm still coming down from the adrenaline rush. I think it's super amazing. The layout, the fans, everything. That's all the different factors of and varieties of racing. I felt amazing out there, and I think the team spirit is getting hotter and better with every heat. So super excited for what's yet to come. But yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, Dragons have a little bit of a deficit now, but how are you feeling going in the second half? You think they can do it? You think there's some tricks up your sleeves?
We have some tricks, and we had a little bit of switch up with the pilot roster, so now we have Lebeba flying in the second heat, so I think that's a little bit of a wild card, if you will, and that was unexpected.
Oh, was that not Lebeba flying
in
the first heat? Okay, we did not get the memo up here in the booth. We were calling for Lebeba's video this whole time. So Lebeba did not fly in that heat. We're going to see Lebeba next heat. Yeah, do you have anything you're going to do differently? Like, what's your strategy going into this?
I think here, coaching in the next round, it's just kind of like flying your line, pick your quadrant. I got mid-aired a couple times on those heats, and the biggest thing that you can do is like just stay in your lane, find your line, stay consistent, pick your quadrant and stick with it, and then when you find an opening, take it. Unfortunately, mid-airs are part of racing, but then you got to pick the parts back up, plug in again, and then go harder on the next one. So.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some tight battles between you and the Arizona Desert Hawks, some passing back and forth right there with the rest of the pack. Anything you want to say to the stream before we dip out?
MLDR is doing it right. I'm glad to be part of the ground ground zero, and we'll be touring as much as we can. I can't wait for the next one. It's just going to evolve and get better with every series. So.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Dragons versus Condors.
See you in a couple weeks, yeah. We're going to be going up, John.
Are you? Oh, you're going again?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I better start training. You guys are flying so good. It made me nervous. So, yeah, thanks for coming, Reggie. Always a pleasure.
Always
good
a pleasure.
to see you. Let's.
Thank you.
Great to hear from these pilots. See how it feels to be out there in front of the stands. A lot of adrenaline with the live audience. I feel like live audience racing has always become most intense, most adrenaline. Like when we used to race at the racetracks, X Class. I think live audience racing for me anyway has always been like the most intense. So you could see it in those pilots' intensity. They're coming up like fresh off the race,
yeah,
kind of a little bit amped up,
dripping with sweat,
sweating out there in the desert heat. All right, so Colby, we have a halftime here still.
Oh, I thought we were getting ready to go.
Looks like no quads on the line
yet.
What was that
announcement?
I don't know. I heard him make an announcement, so I thought maybe we're switching over.
Okay, we could. Sure, I sent Vanadium back down, but we wanted to get Vanadium up here for a little chat because he was.
I mean, MVP,
destroying.
19 points, 1-1-1, 2 DNF. I think that DNF was a mid-air though.
Yeah, for sure.
So apparently, Oceanap and Scrap Heap, what we just learned talking to them is they fly the exact same speed, exact same lines, and they mid-aired 5 out of 5 heats.
Oof.
And apparently Scrap Heap won those wrestling matches and got back up much more often than Oceanap. Oceanap got up a couple times, but he took him a little bit longer to recover. So unfortunately, Scrap Heap for Sea Dragons, Scrap Heap picking up a lot more points in those battles. But Reggie looks formidable. I mean, he despite all the rough patches, he picked up 13 points, almost as much as any of the Desert Hawks. And so I just learned they're going to send Reggie in 2 weeks, so we might need to start training.
Cool. Well, he'll be fresh and fired up.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, maybe cut to a little breather for us, and we'll come back in about 5.
Yeah. How's the chat looking? Any action on the chat before we take a little breather?
Yeah, Lucid, Jimmy King, he's hyped up for the Thunderbirds pilot.
All right.
Not too much action right now, but yeah, Huff 19, good stuff, R3. Jimmy says my boy, Misha Corbin.
Who's that? Who's Corbin?
Scrap Heap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Falcons pilot. Falcons.
Yeah, I don't think we have a quarterman today.
Oh,
Oh, Falcons. When are the Falcons racing?
Thunderbirds.
season
Oh,
is.
I see. You said what a bumper. Thunderbirds in the house. Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah. Too many
Who
birds.
else we
Too
got?
many
Who,
birds. I can't keep track.
It's every bird. Every team's a bird.
Cool.
We've got Huff 19 saying good-ish R3.
Yeah, I said that.
You covered that one?
Covered that one.
It's was that? Is that supportive? I don't know. I can't read that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Hard to tell tone in the chat.
It's good. Good. All right, let's take a little fiver.
Yep. We will see you back with the second half after the break. Scully.
Scully.
Why are you? Scully, if you were here, we probably would have found that like 10 minutes ago. Okay, we gotta at least the whole thing about Roka, Bebe, all that, just gone. Given the TLDR.
Labeba dropped her radio right before
It dropped.
the first heat. So they subbed in. That's what the delay was. So they subbed in.
Yeah.
Her husband, Roka. So Roka was actually flying in that first half. So now Labeba's coming out. She's gonna fly. We didn't see her walk out here because Roka didn't get to do his walkout in the first half. So
Yeah, that's right.
we're gonna have Labeba flying right now.
Yep.
But Roka was flying in the first half under her name.
Yeah, I think what we figured out is that there's a marriage clause in MLDR. You can fly for your spouse and vice versa at any time as long as you're on the same team.
The music loop is drowning you out. I don't know if we have any music coming in here.
Probably in the other scene we did.
Gotcha.
Oh my god. I could use a. If anyone on the stream is interested in running audio and cameras and anything else,
Oh, lights are going
I
down.
could use probably about 6 more people out here.
Ooh, we need to refocus that camera real quick. BRB.
All right. We are getting ready to grid up the second group of 5. Trying to get this camera focused for you here. Colby is trying to trick the camera lens into focusing. It does not have a manual focus. Maybe the lens needs to be cleaned. Maybe the lens needs to be cleaned. Oh, that's good. That's good. Don't touch it. That's good. Don't touch it. All right. We're getting the cameras set up. We're getting the drones gridded. We are about to send the second group of 6 pilots.
Looks like they're gridded up, huh?
They are gridded.
So we are on heat number 6 of the evening. Heat number 6. This is the first heat of the second half. We've got 6 new pilots coming up.
Yeah,
so
that's
this
right.
is going to be
who we're looking at here.
This is going to tell us a story of what's to come. I mean, Wildtype's got kind of a little bit of pressure on him. He's kind of expected to win all these heats. So we'll see if that plays into this at all. But this heat right here, I think Claybrain Labeba, who's now flying in Dabs, they've got about 2 heats here to make a move, I'd say. If we get to heat 3 and the same trend is happening, I think it's going to be a lock for the Desert Hawks.
Could be a runaway closeout here for the Desert Hawks. Was that Scully's comment?
What?
Still?
That was a while ago.
I think we got it sorted. Okay. I think we sorted. Yeah, we're good. We had an audio snafu. All right.
Here we go.
All right, we're doing the countdown.
7, 6, 5.
And we are off. No launch there from the Desert Hawks. I'm not sure which pilot that is. We've got the Desert Hawks in P1 and 2 right now, with the Sea Dragons close behind in 3rd and 4th, coming around the start-finish line. Into the first U-turn, it's going to be the Desert Hawks in 1 and 2. Looks like the Sea Dragons close behind in 3rd and 4th still, trying to make a move here in the slalom section. The 2 Desert Sea Dragons pilots need to be careful not to make contact here in the slalom section.
So we have the official word up here in the booth. That is going to be a rerun. Rerun pilots, bring them in. We are going to regrid heat number 1 of the second half, and whoever went down is going to get a second life on that heat 1. So we will be back with you once we get these quads gridded again. Okay, we're off the stadium?
I think we're already off the stadium. Are you controlling the stadium? Okay. All right. Well, yeah. It looks like so one of the Desert
Hawks
what happened there. Didn't take off.
Let me find out what happened there. Oh, no launch. no launch. We also have no video from Bebe. Any word on the video from Bebe? No word? No video, no word. It's okay. I'll show you what we got. All right, State 48. Veterans Association.
Solid association.
Proud sponsor of MLDR. Looks like that crew's moving fast. They got the field cleared. Gonna get them regridded. Second chance for the Desert Hawks here. Let's take a look at why don't we take a look at some of these pilots that are coming up.
Graphics show wrong names.
Was there a reason for the rerun? No launch. Oh yeah, we told them.
Let's take a look at some of these, some of the pilots that we have coming up here. Talk to us about some of their.
Yeah. Let's see, can you read them off to me? No, you can't. We have in the second half here Wild Type Hatter Lazy Day. So Wild Type, as we kind of looked at earlier, very decorated, filling out that screen.
Yeah, we all know that.
And then let's talk about some of these other pilots we didn't talk about so much. So Lazy Day coming from Denver, Colorado, playing for the Arizona Desert Hawks, but hailing out of Denver. Apparently he's taken first place in a previous MLDR event.
Yeah, that was the first event,
Team 1.
The Arizona team race.
Yeah, so he has a little bit of experience out in the stadium here, running these 7-inch quads.
Yeah, that was in this actual stadium. So definitely gonna give him a little edge, I think. As if they need any more edges. But
that's right. And the other Desert Hawk here is Hatter, number 14. He is, I think, the most unique thing about Hatter is that he has been flying for 39 years.
So is that a typo?
That's not a typo. He, at age 7 or 8, started flying RC, fixed wings, RC helis, planes, and then within the last, a couple years, I think he started getting into drones. So not a huge amount of time racing. But he did win first place at Whooptopia enthusiast class, which was quite the battle.
A lot of Whoop pilots here. I think they go hand in hand with they're basically a spec, right? Essentially.
Maybe it's a desert thing because there's a big Whoop scene in Arizona.
That is a good point. It's basically like the reverse of like East Coast, like Northeast climate where you have you can't fly during the winter.
They also have a big Whoop scene.
Yeah.
If there's a big part of the year you can't be outside, then you start flying Whoops and you get into it. And then let's take a look at who we got coming for Sea Dragons. It's Claybrain, Beba, and Dabs. All right, we have Claybrain coming up. He is one of the newer pilots, I think, 2.5 years. Probably one of the newest, least experienced pilots that we have flying tonight. But even within his limited 2.5 years, he already has a top 32 finish in sports class, which I think is really impressive because we see those pilots as they start to get used to the quads. They still have a lot of overhead. They keep climbing. So that was the 2023 MGP season. Last year, we saw Claybrain finish pretty good turnout in sports class. La Beba, we talked a little bit about the husband and wife.
Here we go.
Ooh, that snuck up on us. We are going on to heat number 1, rerun.
All right, we got all 6 pilots up in the air. Good launch here from the Sea Dragons. That was a good rerun from them. The Arizona Desert Hawks were in P1 and 2 when we had that rerun call. So this is a good rerun for the Sea Dragons. See if they can capitalize on it. As we come into the U-turn gate, 2 pilots down, 1 recovered, 1 did not. That looks like it's a Sea Dragons pilot stuck in the grass. Right side up, let's see if they can get up. I'm not sure. I think they're stuck and out. So that's 1 pilot out already for the Sea Dragons. Our leader coming around right now towards home plate. They're going to make the round around the pylon. Out to home to center field. That's going to be, looks like that is, let's say Wild Type in the lead right now. Coming around, that's your leader right there. Coming into the U-turn gate. Sea Dragons in second place. Desert Hawks in 1, 3, and 4. Looking to rack up some more points here. Already with a huge lead, 49-23. So Sea Dragons definitely are going to start getting desperate and need to make a move in this heat or the next one. Need to start stacking some points. Let's see if this pilot can make a move into the ladder. That's his pilot to watch. The green drone coming around home base right now. Needs to push everything they got right here. Going out to center field. Wild Type, our leader. Dabs in second, doing what he can to keep up. And then we've got Lazy Day in third right now for the Desert Hawks. Final lap, here we go. Let's hear it, guys. We've got Wild Type in the lead, stretching it out just a little bit now into the split S. Very tight there, into the slalom section. Barely moving there. That is beautiful flying from Wild Type. Dabs, though, keeping up with him. This is impressive flying from the Sea Dragons pilot. A little wide on that ladder there. It's going to let Wild Type make a move. And then Dabs goes down on the bottom rung of the ladder on the last lap here. So Lazy Day going to come into second place. Desert Hawks in P1 and 2 right now. Come around to the start-finish line. Let's hear it for them, guys. Wild Type, Lazy Day, and P1 and 2.
Sea Dragons coming in third there, picking up a couple points for the Dragons. Trying to stay alive. I think that was Dabs managed to recover after that bobble.
Yeah, at least he stayed in there and got some points there.
All right, that was a clean run for heat number 1. We're going to get him regridded and send him to heat number 2. All right. Yeah, so what did we see there? We saw a little bit of a rough go from some of the Dragons again.
Yeah, this is we'll wait for the official scores to come in before we make any analysis here, but this is not looking good. All 3 pilots from this Desert Hawks finishing there in first, second, and fourth.
That's right. That's a going to be a first and a second. It's going to give them a 5 and a 4. Give them 11 to 3. Only 1 pilot finishing there. Dabs coming in third. A pretty
do we have the names wrong on the layout? Because I'm pretty sure
Wild Type won, and I'm pretty sure the names are exactly backwards, and the timer is also backwards.
Awesome.
So we're gonna do our best. At least the colors, the teams are clear. All right, so.
Well, they're already gridded up for heat number 2. Let's see. If
that's fast. I gotta stay on it.
No countdown yet, but
all right, we're
cruising now.
Yeah, starting to pick up the pace here a little bit.
Okay, scores are in. Let's pull up the scores real quick if we can. 60 to 26.
60 to 26. We saw in the first half there, Scrap Heap, Sturmy, and Vanadium picking up a lot of points against R3, Roka, and Oceanap. Looks like we were about to send heat number 2. So we are going to take it back to the countdown. Famed countdown. Favorite part of the event.
All right, we are off. This is heat number 7. We have got all 6 pilots in the air, looking good here. Let's see if we can get some blade-to-blade action as we come around. Home plate, full throttle here. Cut off throttle there, tight U-turn, all pilots through there clean. That is the first time we've seen that here tonight, so this is looking like a good heat. Pilots starting to warm up, get a little comfortable on the track as we enter the slalom section. Looks like the Desert Hawks in P1 and 2. Sorry, we got a Sea Dragons in the mix now, sandwiched in between the 2 Desert Hawks. That is the green drone, goes down again on the ladder. It might have been in midair there, hard to tell, but I think they might have clipped props with the Desert Hawks. Looks like Dabs, our pilot, upside down on the ladder section, so our second place finisher from heat number 6 goes down. That is going to be bad news for the Sea Dragons as the Desert Hawks just cruising right now in tandem in 1, 2, and 3. Sea Dragons in P4 and 5. They go down on that U-turn gate, so now 2 Sea Dragons down. Last Hope is going to be coming through that U-turn gate right now as the Desert Hawks are now in formation, in a victory lap formation halfway through this heat.
Yeah, it looks like this might be Desert Hawks' second. This might be Desert Hawks' second sweep here tonight. Desert Hawks continuing to keep the pressure on the Sea Dragons, and that's 1, 2, and 3 wide for the Desert Hawks. Let's hear it for your local Desert Hawks doing another sweep. I think that was 3 laps, right? All right.
Victory lap here for our 3 pilots. This is turning into a little bit of a rout here. We've got going into this heat number 7, it was 60 to 26, and it's going to just keep piling on here. But the Sea Dragons aren't going to quit. They're going to give everything they got here. Let's see if we can make this a little closer in these next few heats. Never know what can happen there. We could have a bunch of DNFs. Sea Dragon's still alive mathematically, but
That's right.
it is coming down to the wire here.
All right, we're going to get these pilots graded up for heat number 3, get the points tallied. Right now it is 60 points Desert Hawks to 26 Sea Dragons, and that 1, 2, 3 is going to give Desert Hawks another big bump. So let's see what happens in these last couple heats. All right, we are off the stadium, and we are back still in the live stream. Never left the live stream.
Ooh, man, this is... all I see is red ahead.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough go there. The Sea Dragons.
I'm assuming their video is not as bad as we're seeing.
I was flying yesterday. It's kind of what it felt like.
A little rough in some spots.
Yeah, there's a couple patches, just some rough patches. Not gonna lie. I had to slow down to make it through some gates because I couldn't see anything. All right, so points official: a 5, a 4, and a 3, a 1, 2, 3 sweep. Wild Type getting first there. Lazy Day and Hatter coming in third, with LaBebe finishing her race, getting a couple points on the board for Sea Dragons. But now it is 72 to 28. That is going to be pretty close to doing it for this race. Sea Dragons, what do you think? Sea Dragons Road might be coming to an end here.
Should we do a little prediction math? Or should we leave it in suspense?
I could do prediction math, or I could tell you. I could tell you if it's no prediction needed.
Let's leave the suspense.
We'll leave the suspense.
Maybe next heat we'll get into it.
Yeah. I've taken a peek behind the scenes. Let's keep hope alive for the Sea Dragons.
No prediction needed.
3 shutouts, and it's
yeah.
You know, it's kind of hard because of the DNF being a 0.
This format's brutal.
So it's a little bit it's kind of hard to predict actually. If the Hawks stopped flying and Sea Dragons got 5-4-3, keep hope alive. I just realized. So one of the things I'm realizing doing this, Colby, is there's like about 3 too many jobs for us here, running the stream, and commentating the stadium, and commentating the live stream, running the mixer to switch us between the live stream and the stadium.
Yeah.
While we transition.
For you guys
on
watching
the live
on the stream, we're
clicking all these buttons. This is me and Colby.
We're pumping into the actual stadium for the
live
commentary.
racing, and also. We don't have a lot of
next heat
assistance here. We got heat number 3 graded up coming your way. We're gonna take a look at this. Let's see if we can time this. I'd like to see these launches.
Yeah, let's get that launch cam going.
Launch cam's really nice. We do see 6 drones graded up down there.
False alarm, false alarm.
Still in a holding pattern here.
All right, give us something good here, guys. Come on.
All right, here comes a countdown for heat number 8.
All right, we are up and away. Ooh, a little contact there on the launch. That we don't see that too often on that big open straightaway. All 6 pilots still in the air though as we come around home plate. Sea Dragons looking good here actually in first place. I think that's going to be. Wait for the timing to come in to see who's in first place here. But Sea Dragons in P1 and P4. Desert Hawks sitting in 3rd and 4th. They just need to keep finishing these heats though and stacking points, and they'll be okay. Don't want to fly too risky here as they're in the driver's seat, in the pilot's chair right now. Coming around home plate. Good battle here for 1 and 2. I think that's going to be Dabs.
Green goes down hard in left field. Did you see that? They were up, flipped around, and hit the ground. Not going to be getting back up from that from the Sea Dragons.
We got Dabs versus Lazy Day. The 2 pilots going through the U-turn right now. Lazy Day clips the grass. Nice recovery, though. That was expert piloting right there to recover from that. So Dabs right now looking strong. He was looking strong last heat as well. clip the ladder here. Let's see if we can get through this clean this time around. Taking it nice and easy.
Also a good battle for 3 and 4 there, Colby, as we see the green lights of La Beba battling one of the Desert Hawks. She got the pass and then got passed back. So the Desert Hawks just barely holding on to P2 and 3 here.
Dabs is really gapping him, though. This is a great heat for him. Looking to finish this one strong and carry a little momentum into the next MLDR event, hopefully, for the Sea Dragons.
That's right. I think it's checkered flag waving for these pilots as they get onto their final lap here. Dabs.
Lazy Day just keeping pace with Dabs, knowing he doesn't need to pass him, just needs to keep stacking these points. Second place will be plenty for them.
But this is for bragging rights here. Dabs wants to get a first place finish for the Sea Dragons under their belt to make sure they show the world that the Sea Dragons can win some races. So Dabs is going to get it done. Let's hear it for Dabs coming all the way from California.
Nicely done.
Take that one.
Dabs, Lazy Day. Oh, sorry, Lazy Day went down, I believe. He's upside down right now on home plate.
And La Beba finishing pretty high on that one. We don't have video feed for her,
so
but
DNF there for Lazy Day. I think he clipped that U-turn gate.
California Sea Dragon strike back. You heard that in the stadium. That was a brutal one. That I don't know what happened there with the Dragons. He I don't know if it was a midair or like a drone failure, but I just saw him shoot off into the side.
Am I mistaken, or are they going past the start finish 2 times per lap in opposite directions? There's a few crossovers.
They are not going 2 times past the start finish, but they are going past 2 times past the home plate in opposite directions.
Yes.
It is pretty.
There could be a little crossover on that split S section as well, as pilots are coming through the start finish and if someone takes it wide, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
surprisingly, we haven't seen any cross action mid-airs.
Yeah, I think maybe with the quads the same speed and those sections are spread out enough on the track, maybe they don't tend to end up at that same part of the track, with like a different, at half a lap. That last pack was really
scores
tight.
are in.
Okay, let's take a look. Pilot scores coming to you right now. Love those transitions, Colby.
Beautiful.
All right.
So one thing to keep in mind for
left.
these pilots, there will be a individual pilot ranking, season rankings starting next year. And I'm pretty sure that these races will be factored into it.
That's right.
So those individual pilot rankings are going to factor into the Diamond Cup, which will be announced next year, with a prize pot of at least $30,000. What I'm hearing.
That seems like
so. These pilots, even though the Sea Dragons are pretty much out of this, they're out of this. Let's say they're out of this. Individually, they're not. They're still fighting for those seasonal points and a good ranking in the commissioner's eye.
Yeah, that's right. I think those $30,000 could raise some eyebrows. See if we can get some. I wouldn't be surprised if some big name pilots from some of those other scenes start knocking on the doors here, trying to get in.
So
for that cut of that 30K.
The Diamond Cup will be the top 30 best pilots. Will be included in that. Within that, the top 10 pilots. If you have 2 pilots in the top 10 of the season rankings for next season, you can challenge any other team's pilots in the top 10. So, if there's a scenario where there's 2 pilots from the top 10 from 2 different teams, they can challenge one another and fight for a belt.
That's a great format. I love being able to do that. I want to be the team to challenge, and then when we win, I want to be the team to be challenged. I want to take a look at Dabs here because I'm kind of surprised by his performance. I think he's a little bit of an underdog.
For sure, yeah.
He was your 2023 Multi-GP Sports Class Reserve Champion.
Okay, I don't know if I call it underdog.
Yeah, I thought he's an underdog, but I mean Reserve Champion. That's
well. So he beat Wild Type there, who was the top 16 Pro Class.
Oh yeah.
Looks like we're about to go live here.
Yeah, let's take it back to the field as we count down. 2 more heats. Second last heat here.
And we are up and away. Great flying here. We got tight pack. Ooh, God, they all get through that gate cleanly. Here we go. Here's the U-turn gate. This is the deciding factor that we've seen here tonight. 1 pilot down already. Nice recovery, though, but they are going to be dropped to the back of the pack. That is one of the Desert Hawks pilots. Sea Dragons in P1 and 2 right now. Through the slalom section, into the backside of the track, around center field, coming over here to right field. Let's watch this ladder. We've seen a few pilots go out here, bottoming out super low. There we go. 2 down, but 2 back up. Coming on home plate. Who do we have here? Looks like it's going to be, is that Dabs again in the lead? No, that's going to be
There is a green pilot in the lead, but I think Dabs was flying, unless they swapped colors, Dabs was flying blue last time.
Yeah, that must be
That could
Claybrain.
be Claybrain, also another really strong pilot for the
So we got
Dragons, battling
Claybrain-
it out with Pink
Claybrain
there.
versus Lazy Day there, coming through the U-turn gate, into the split S, now into the chicane section, going out to center field. They are super tight here. Nice battle between the two teams.
Wow, we are side by side here with your first and second place drones. We see Desert Hawks just barely holding off the Sea Dragons by about 1 gate. First place in the pink here looks like it could be as they come around.
Sea Dragons flying past
One
their
more
down
lap to
teammate
go.
there. That's got to feel a little disheartening in center field out there.
And that is Lazy Day going on to checkered flag waving, just about a half a gate ahead. Ooh, Claybrain takes that really tight. I thought he'd make it a little bit of ground there, but
Do or die here for Sea Dragons. Let's see if Claybrain can push through the slalom section. Keep it tight there. Into the backside, full throttle if you can, and then wrap this ladder as tight as possible. A little wide there. Battery's starting to get low. It's a little hard to wrap that ladder tight as the battery starts to drain. So Lazy Day coming around.
this
Here
is
we go. Let's
your
give him a round of
leader.
applause, guys. This is Lazy Day coming through the start finish, taking the win for heat number 9.
Got a bit of a couple mix-ups there. Seen a lot more variants. Seen a lot more variants. I feel like this second half than we had in the first half. So yeah, Dabs is only pilot to rack up more points. I think. Let me see. Let me check this because I think Dabs is having a really great run here. I think he's
R3 got 13.
He's the only pilot to pick up more points than one of the Arizona Desert Hawks. So definitely Dabs. I mean,
True.
yeah, he got 13. So we'll see. We got one more heat left to go. That could have been LeBebe. Could have been LeBebe there flying, but looks like points are tallied.
Double the score.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
I think now we can say
it's over.
What's 5 plus 4 plus 3?
12.
That's right. It's 12. And what's 12 minus 0?
0.
Okay. So it was 43 plus 12.
12 minus 0 is 12.
Right?
I said 0.
Oh, no, it's
You
not
said
0.
right.
And I said right.
I'm just seeing if you're with me.
12 minus 0 is still 12. So 43, if they pick up 12 points here and the Desert Hawks sit out
12
this
times
heat.
6 plus minus 5 divided by 2.
If they pick up 12 points here, they're going to finish with 55 here. So there is no way that the Desert Hawks can lose this race. So this last one is for pride, for fun, and to show the world.
I want to see a victory formation. Just 3 wide the entire race. Let's go.
Lock it in. Let's go to the chat. How does the chat feel about the Desert Hawks winning? I mean, we're calling it for the Desert Hawks. We've been keeping.
Yeah, it's like
we've
it's
been
like
kind of
calling the
waiting.
election.
Yeah, we've been
before
waiting
it's over.
just in case. I mean, we kind of knew about 6 heats ago that it was going this way. And then about 3 heats ago, I think the points were in, but now we're letting the cat out of the bag, and it's official. The Desert Hawks are your first winner of this team race. They're going to do one more run. Though. They got 1 run left in the tank here for the live stream and for the audience. Who got in the chat here?
Dabs
Anybody?
also won MultiGP 2019 Tiny Whoop. Is that IO?
He did not mention that to me when we had our
definitely
interview
mention
earlier. Amazing pilot here. We didn't talk.
We'll get him up here for a little interview. I want to talk to Dabs.
Yeah, we'll talk to Dabs a little bit. We didn't talk him up too much, but looking like another really strong pilot for the Sea Dragons. We'll see if he comes out in 2 weeks and battles the Condors.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I would send him if I was captain.
Definitely, I
I'd
feel
send
a
Dabs.
little
It's
less confident. Still confident, but
yeah, how you feeling?
He's put a little fear in my eyes.
Yeah, I feel that. We got 1 heat left here. We got some quads gridded up for this last sort of called a fun race, I guess.
Fun fly.
Fun fly. No point scoring. Fun fly. Let's get a track going. Let's get some DJ Cheese, the official soundtrack of drone racing. From MultiGP to AUVSI to MLDR. Whether you're watching Scully or you're watching the kids fly in San Diego or you're watching the pro teams, we got the tunes of Mr. Cheese here himself. also known as SFPV, Colby Curtola. Oh, I lost our little pilot tags because when we did the interviews, it was gonna be saying the wrong names. Let's pull those back on stream. 6 quads. I love to see the LEDs. It's like you can really see the track. It's lit up. All right, as soon as we get word from the race line that the pilots are in goggles, the video is ready to go. Gonna get the audience to do this final countdown. Last heat of the night. How do you feel about those last couple runs? I felt like, oh, so you gave me a hand signal. Let's talk through what's going on here behind the scenes. So I got this one this time.
It's the same one I've been doing.
Okay,
like be louder, like more hyped.
Oh, more hyped, more energy, hype,
more energy,
hype. Okay, because like you were commentating, and then it went quiet a little bit, and I was like, I don't know what to actually jump in. I think we've been doing better. I think, yeah, we'll pick it up. Okay, now I got the hand signals down.
Oh, now we're vibing.
And the crowd back there. Sounds like
fans to Desert Hawks.
Sounds like a lot more cheering there from Desert Hawks. So just for the streams edification, they did not hear us call the race for the Desert Hawks already. They do not know it is locked out there in the stands. We'll let them.
Here we go.
All right, last countdown of the night.
All right, let's hear it. This is the final race of the evening. Let's hear it, guys. Arizona Desert Hawks on a victory run here versus the California Sea Dragons. We've got the Sea Dragons too little too late, but they are flying for pride here in P1 and 2. Looking good to finish out strong here. Take some momentum in the next event coming up in June 8th against the San Francisco Condors. Let's see if we can get the race feed up on the screen so we can call this one. We've got Dabs, I think. Dabs again, man. Dabs has been killing it this race. Dabs coming around in third place, actually. That's Claybrain in third, Dabs in first. And in between that, we've got Lazy Day in P2. Looks like they just changed places. So that's going to be Wild Type in P2 now, coming through that U-turn gate into the Split S section. Surprised we didn't see Wild Type on top of a lot of these heats. The spec might be getting to him a little bit. We're seeing Dabs flying great right now. He is in the lead coming around the ladder section. Very tight there. Coming around home plate now. Let's hear it for Dabs going out to center field. Followed closely by Wild Type now in P2. I think you heard me.
Let's see if Wild Type flying for your Desert Hawks is able to reel Dabs in. Dabs is just holding him off as they go into their final lap. Dabs gets through the start-finish gate, and Wild Type is still hot on his heels, but followed by another Sea Dragon. We got Sea Dragon, Desert Hawk, Sea Dragon, Desert Hawk right now in your 1, 2, 3, 4 position. So I got all quads up running in this heat. Let's see who can stay clean, stay consistent, and take away these points for their last heat in this battle of the night, second half here.
I think it's going to be too little for Wild Type.
See if Wild Type can really be still right
place
there.
Here. Dabs pushing.
What Dabs is just, the blue LEDs is just staying ahead. And
let's hear it for Dabs getting the dub there.
Let's go. And Wild Type coming across. Ooh, tight battle for 3 and 4. Wow. I think Green just got ahead on the last gate there.
I think you're right. I think Claybrain, or no, sorry, that was
picked up a couple surprise
been
points
the Biba
there,
there, and then Lazy Day in fourth. Claybrain coming around in fifth.
And that is going to do it. Wow. It's official. The Arizona Desert Hawks takes the first team race for MLDR in Peoria, Arizona. Let's hear it from the audience. If you're excited for your hometown, let them know. Those pilots worked really hard to pick up those points for their teams and hold off the Sea Dragons.
Great racing, guys.
Great racing, everybody. All right, we're going to turn it back over to Race Ops. Thanks for coming. All right, that's it for Stadium. We're back on stream. And we're looking at no video. All right, that's going to do it.
Here's just a moment. I think you know who, but we will be presenting the winning
Who's that? I think
team
it's muted.
with their awards.
Was I not supposed to?
Stay with us for just one
No, we're good.
sec.
You want to bring his audio in?
All right, so 94 to 50. So it looks like we're gonna have a little award ceremony. Desert Hawks are gonna take this belt home.
2 wins for the Hawks. I think we're going to challenge these guys. What do you think?
I mean, we're slated to fly against the Sea Dragons, who had a rough go here, but the Sea Dragons have more they can do. Can we agree on that? They have Levi, they have Drobot.
So we've heard. I'll believe when I see it. I believe when I see it. I don't think they want it.
Let's text him. Should we get Levi on the text here? Should we call him up and tell him show up for your team? We want to race. All right, there's your winner, the Desert Hawks.
Bro, what is that camera?
They look green, but they're wearing red.
I guess the
little bit of lighting.
The lighting is green out here.
Yeah, there's a little cast from the gates, I think. Those are your winners of this first battle.
That is awesome.
Oh, there's the belt. That's the belt that Colby needs like 3 more of. Desert Hawks win 94 to 50. Almost double.
Amazing. Yeah, it's got to feel good as a team to get it. It always feels better when you're with a team getting that win.
All right, there it is, your Desert Hawks raising those belts. They look absolutely thrilled to have come here and defeated the Dragons. What do you think they're feeling right now, Colbs?
I mean, just stoked right now for that. They probably felt like they had it in the bag after, let's be honest, heat 4 or 5.
That was my feeling of 4 heats in. But you know, you can't let up. You can't just sit out. You can't just give up. Like
no, never.
Keep that pressure up. Visitors put up a good show. I'll be curious to see in this format. You know, we've never had. Give us some tunes, Coles. We've never had this, I think, format before in drone racing where a team you have a home team and an away team, and I really want to see as this season progresses how flying at your home field versus flying as a visitor, you know, how these teams perform. If they do a lot better in their home turf, maybe, you know, it's close to home, so maybe you get some of your better pilots locked in for your roster.
For
maybe
sure,
the crowd cheering for you.
Yeah,
harder.
You're just
gonna
more
fly better.
You're not traveling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're not traveling.
You're
sleeping in your own bed.
Maybe you forgot something. I mean, MLDR
Run
provides
home.
all the gear, so I guess you don't have to worry about that. That's the nice thing about MLDR. But
Yeah.
you know, staying in a hotel and traveling and getting to the
flying
airport from the
in
hotel,
all
and,
late.
you know. So
Yeah, that's true.
we're gonna be traveling down to LA for our next race in a couple weeks. It's still in California, but it's a long flight.
Should we drive down?
No.
Should we rent a van, like a bus?
I don't want to spend 6 hours in the car with Corey.
I don't know if Corey's listening, but
I'm good.
you did that, Corey. I think it's a combo. I think it's when you get me and Corey in the same room.
Super quiet
Trying to
mics.
get through that. Super quiet mics right now. I don't think so. That must have been earlier.
It looks like it looks good. Looks good.
It's pretty hot on the stream. Super quiet mics. Okay, well, we got room for improvement.
I don't know how you do it, Scully.
We got room for improvement all across the board here.
idea, bro.
We could get 3 to 4 people. Oh, that's Scully. Super quiet mics. Poor Corey. Oh, we got Travis Daly in the chat. Mr. FP Vegan himself, the OG, the goated commentary. 2 goated commentary drone racer announcers.
Yeah,
the
we got
best 2 on the
some
planet.
tough
Joe
critics
Scully
tough
and
critics here.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Like, ooh, no, they're still watching. Jesus, I feel like I'm on the microscope here a little bit. The pros. Though I did get some good pro tips from Scully last at Mayhem. He was kind of like it was like a dad or a teacher letting the kid play with the toys, where it's like you're not really doing it on your own, but he's kind of whispering in my ear, oh, do this, click this. This guy's winning now. So I got some good intel from Scully that race. I think that's gonna do it. What else we got? What else we got for these guys?
I think that's a wrap. do a little outro, and got a lot of gear to pack up.
Larry Laird, you guys are fine. I love you, Larry. Thanks for all your support. We're going to be packing till about 8 a.m. till sunrise.
It's amazing how this room was empty when we came in here, and now every table is covered.
Should we show them behind the scenes? Should we call it?
Should we drop the curtain? No.
Nah.
No.
Next time. We'll take pictures. We'll share them offline. Oh, look at those pilots out there. They are absolutely stoked. They're high-fiving. They're still
cool.
You can't see them at home, but they're kind of down there on the bottom. All right, well, I think that's going to do it. Should we sign out?
Sign off.
What do we need to know before we sign off?
Next event, June 8th.
All right, tune in.
California Sea Dragons versus the Condors.
San Francisco Condors. California versus California. See who is the champion of California at these 7-inch MLDR rigs.
Feeling good about that one.
Can't wait to fly. Can't wait to see you all there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the stream. Thanks to MLDR for having us. Thank you for the pilots. Thanks for the sponsors. Anyone else we need to thank? Thank you for the firefighters.
Yeah, shout out to Children's Hospital of Phoenix. Hopefully they got some funding from the ticket sales.
Yeah,
we're a decent crowd.
Where's account was a couple hundred folks in the stand?
I'd say so. Yeah.
You know, it's early days for this MLDR team versus team. So we're just gonna if they keep growing and they keep growing, so, you know, before you know it, this place is gonna be filled. So we're rooting them on. All drone racing events that grow help all other drone racing events. That's in my view.
For sure.
You know, we're connected with all these other leagues, so we want them all to succeed. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. This was fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun. I am exhausted.
All right.
We got some kinks to work out.
We need helpers.
We did good. We did good.
We're gonna hire people.
We did good.
We're gonna hire people next time.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you guys in California in a couple weeks.